It's time to send the new year out right with a great game here on FSN. Washington has had a memorable 2005 and has started this season with a perfect 11-0 mark. The Huskies are growing more confident every day and are almost unbeatable at home in the Emerald City. Arizona stumbled a bit out of the blocks but seemed to have things going in the right direction. The Wildcats have won 6 in a row and certainly have the talent to bring Hall of Fame coach Lute Olson his 12th Pac-10 title. It's the Cats against the Dogs as Arizona takes on number 7 Washington next on FSN. Husky fans camped out in the cold last night for this morning's big game. So let's welcome them inside the heat that is Bank of America Arena. What a way to start the new year. It's the Arizona Wildcats against the number 7 team in the nation, the Washington Huskies. Hi everybody, Steve Physiak, Marcus Johnson with you, and what a way to start the Pac-10 first weekend. The regular season champion Arizona Wildcats against the team that won the postseason tournament last year, and the Washington Huskies.
Well, Steve, I've been told that when I get excited, I talk real fast. So I'm trying to stay centered, trying to stay present, trying to breathe, because I'm excited. I mean, you've got some great basketball teams, the cream of the Pac-10, along with UCLA. And I didn't realize that Washington has beaten Arizona 5 out of 6 times. So you know the Wildcats are looking for some payback this afternoon.
And last year we felt one of the most underrated players in all of college basketball was Brandon Roy. This year America's finding out about this great player.
He's no secret any longer. Brandon Roy, one of the smoothest, most effortless players that you'll see in college basketball. The thing I love about him, he told me that Coach Lorenzo Romo had to tell him, hey Brandon, it's okay, you got the green light, you can break the play when you see something better. That's what he did the other night here against Arizona State. 5 for 5 from the three-point line. He starts knocking down that long ball. He is really, really dangerous.
And a career best 35 points. Well, while he is one of the most underrated, one of the most exciting and explosive is Hassan Adams of Arizona.
Hot sauce. They don't call him hot sauce for nothing. Hassan Adams, a terrific guy, especially in transition. He loves to take it to the basket strong, dunk the ball. He leads the Pac-10 in scoring. The other night against Washington State, he shot the ball 22 times, nary a three-point field goal in the bunch. So hot sauce is doing his work inside.
And another challenge for Arizona, Bank of America Arena. The University of Washington has won 32 straight games at home. They will take on the high-flying Wildcats in Seattle today. It comes your way next on FSN. Every seat is taken at old Bank of America Arena here in Seattle. Arizona against number 7 Washington. Let's check out the starting lineup for today's game. The point guards are Mustafa Shakur. He'll be taking Justin Denton. Chris Rogers is an outstanding defender. He'll be on Brandon Roy. Adams and Brockman and Williams and Radinovich and Bobby Jones. That's the 5 for either side. And of course, Arizona is led by the Hall of Fame coach, the great Lute Olson. He has 306 Pac-10 victories. That is most by any coach in the history of this conference. He has 557 of his victories in Tucson. And on the other side, Lorenzo Romo building up power in the Pacific Northwest. He has been brilliant. See his record at Washington, but he's taken the team from 10 wins in his first year to 19 in his second to 29 last year, and has opened this year unbeaten at 11-0. The Huskies' best start in 30 years since they opened the 1975-76 season. 14 wins and no losses, and they are fired up. They have not played on the road every game either at this building or at a neutral site. Well, the Chevy game plan, Marcus.
Well, for Arizona, you know, they force about 21, 22 turnovers a game. Washington just had 3 the other night. They've got the pressure D, and then they need to get some easy buckets themselves because they are not a great outside shooting team. And because of that, Washington cheap seat chunk them. Make them chunk it from the cheap seats, pack it in, make the Wildcats who shoot below 30%. Knock down some shots, and they've got to rebound the basketball because the Wildcats are terrorizing the offensive glass.
As they always do, and there are the Huskies. They know Arizona is very tough despite being unranked for the second straight week. It's the first time Arizona has not been there since the start of the 87-88 season. Now, Jamal Williams has been one of their main low-post threats this year.
Done a terrific job. 15 points a game this year. He's had some huge games scoring the basketball, but teams are starting to double team him, front him, play a backside defender. He is learning. He's got to pick and pop. He's got to relocate. He can't always try and establish on the post. But Brandon Roy, as we talked about, is the big key for this Husky basketball team.
Well, that crowd will be rocking and rolling. There's Roy coming off a career-high 35-point game in their victory over Arizona State, 91-67. What impressed me most about that game, Washington only had 3 turnovers, and now they're going against a team that feeds off turnovers. They're averaging 23 forced in the red-clad Wildcats.
Yeah, we'll see just how well the freshman Justin Denton, JD, from the University of Washington, can handle some of this pressure. He is going to be tested. The other thing about Arizona, starting Marcus Williams, they've got 4 guys now who can pretty much switch everything on the perimeter.
Arizona in the red. This is Chris Rogers out top. Shakur goes against the rookie Detman, and he spins and shoots and misses the shot, and it is knocked out of bounds. It still belongs to the Wildcats as they go with Williams and Radinovich, Adams, Shakur, and Rogers. Williams a great story because he's from Seattle and was a top recruit and chose the Wildcats over the Huskies.
So he kind of just wanted to get away from home, to become a man, and play for a great coach and a great program, Lute Olson and the Arizona Wildcats.
Williams playing very well, shooting almost 80% his last 3 games.
His last 6 games, he's averaging close to 15 points a game. And he's more of a facilitator offensively. He does a great job moving the basketball.
Rogers, 4-3. Misses. He was just 1 for 5 in their victory at Washington State. Down low, Williams wide open.
That's Husky basketball under Lorenzo Romar. They want to get it off the glass, look and fill the lanes. Jamal Williams, a great job. The sprinter right down the middle of the floor.
I talked with assistant coach for Arizona, Jim Rosburn. I said, give me 2 keys. And he said, rebounding 1 and toughness the other. And he said, we've got to be tough from the opening bell.
And then even rebounding, you get some offensive rebounds like Hassan Adams had 6 the other night against Washington State. Then you prevent those transition buckets. You can't run without the basketball.
Radinovich gets inside, and Roy fouls him. It's the first foul on Brandon Roy.
Jamal Williams, again, watch him. You know, he's just going to sprint right down. Here he is right here. Watch him just sprint right down the middle of the floor. Nice job to find him on the part of the freshman. You got a wing running wide, and then a great delivery of the basketball. And Arizona, they've got to get back. You got to be aware of that. But because Brandon Roy ran his route on that right wing and ran it convincingly, that opened up things in the middle.
Radinovich at the free-throw line. He is the junior from Serbia and Montenegro.
Lute Olson has kind of scaled down. He used to start Kirk Walters along with Ivan Radinovich on that front line, but because most teams in college basketball today, you don't see that twin tower look as much. Most teams are playing small, playing 3 guards, playing a 6'7" power forward, 6'6" power forward. The matchups they felt were more in their favor, scaling down, starting Marcus Williams.
2 freshmen starting, and Detman and Brockman. Brockman's down the low block now, setting a screen for Brandon Roy.
And Arizona going into some zone defense themselves.
There's Williams finding a gap, and his jump hook is his favorite. He misses this one, and Detman pulls the loose basketball.
Very impressed with Justin Detman, the freshman against Gonzaga. 17 points, 9 of those in the last 11 minutes of that game. He really performed well under pressure.
And how about Arizona going to zone so early at 2-3?
I think Lute changed it up. He'll try and break the rhythm of Washington. Washington averaging 91 points a game. You don't want to get them into a flow going up and down. Give them some different looks.
And this could be another key to Washington's success because they are a brilliant free throw shooting team at almost 75% this year.
Just a well-coached, very well-prepared basketball team. Watching them practice yesterday morning between Lorenzo Romar and Cameron Dollar, Coach Shaw and Coach Fortier, just the things that they were talking about. The main emphasis being defensively, being solid. Don't gamble, don't get out of position. And then also make this Arizona team, as we talked about in our keys, knock down some long jump shots. They're shooting right below 30% from the 3-point line. Hassan Adams less than 20%.
So it's a 3-1 Husky lead. Shakur at the point, Detman the defender. Williams letting the game come to him, and he floats it up, misses the shot. And grabbing the miss is Jamal Williams, and he takes it right on Rogers, but then backs out. Arizona stays in their 2-3. No, match up.
Again, switching possession to possession. When makes, they may go in the zone because they can set it up. Misses to come back, play man-to-man.
Brockman was forced, but then Rogers runs into Dentman and commits the personal foul. Chris Rogers, a supreme defender, but has wavered a bit offensively this year.
Is that what you call it? Wavered?
Yeah, I'll call it wavered. I'm not going to say.
Yeah, he's been inconsistent. 3 points his last game. He had middle double figures in the teams the 2 games prior to that. So wavering is a good way to describe it.
We're about ready to start a new year.
Yeah,
started with kindness. Bobby Jones outside, and Washington goes up by 4.
Nice offensive execution by the Huskies. A little screen for Bobby Jones. He finds the opening on the curl off that screen for the wide open jump shot. Now, this is a similar offense that Arizona runs. They should be used to it.
Radinovich gets fouled by Jamal Williams, and Kirk Walters, meantime, has gone to the scorer's table to check in.
Here's Bobby Jones again. Watch him curl. The defender going to trail. So Bobby Jones going to curl into the little open pocket, catches the freshman Marcus Williams curling just a little too slowly, buries the jump shot. But that's the one area of improvement that I've seen over the last 4 years. He was strictly an inside player, Bobby Jones, when he first got here. Each and every year he's improved his range, improved the technique and form on his jump shot. I believe he was the first recruit for Lorenzo Wilmar also. And boy, did he get a good one, just as solid as you could be on and off the floor.
Out of Long Beach, Pollard. Lorenzo Wilmar from that area. He was an assistant coach for 4 years for UCLA under Jim Herrick, part of their '95 national championship team. Radinovich making one of the 2 foul shots. Kirk Walters comes in, the big 7-footer from the state of Michigan. Back to the zone they go.
This is a little different zone. They started out now 1-3-1. Brockman loves Brockman, a big physical kid out of Snohomish, Washington. 6'7", about 245, 250, goes in and lays some lumber inside, gets called for the foul. But as a coach, I don't think Lorenzo Wilmar minds that establishing of the game of physicality down in the paint.
Brockman picks up his first, and it was the 3rd team foul on Washington. Both teams buried deep on their bench. Here's Chris Rogers out top, defended by Brandon Roy. Shakur drains it inside the 3-point arc. Now, Arizona, not a tremendous outside shooting team. Under 30%, dead last in the conference. Of course, they lost Salim Stoudemire and do not have yet probably their best shooter in the team, Jawan McClellan. He should be available January 12th when they play Stanford. Or Oregon, excuse me. Here's Hassan Adams. Missed it badly. Shakur battled, but Brockman wins the battle and gets it to Dentman, his point guard.
We'll give Bobby Jones credit for that bad miss. Just did a great job contesting the shot by Hassan Adams.
Rogers ahead to Shakur, and he is fouled from behind really hard by Justin Dentman. And Shakur went down nasty. And the Arizona coach is a little concerned about the hard foul.
Close to being intentional, but I think that the officials felt like he made a play on the ball, as there are no easy buckets today. Here's the break. You think it's going to be a dunk? No, not in Mikasa, says Justin Dentman. We got a good one here early.
Washington by 1 over Arizona, and coming up after our game, it's a special presentation of ACC Sunday Night Hoops when the 10th-ranked Louisville Cardinals look to avoid the upset when they battle the Miami Hurricane. Coverage begins right after our game here on FSN. Louisville trying to go to 10-1, 11-1 on the year, and they play Miami. Lorenzo Wilmar talking with Cameron Dollar. Brilliant job they have done. Again, Thursday they beat Arizona State 91-67. The Huskies held ASU to 37% shooting from the floor. Fine defense by Coach Wilmar.
Yeah, it was a close game in the first half. I think the Huskies up by 2 at halftime, but Brandon Roy started to assert himself in that second half. And that's the thing you like about a player like Brandon Roy. He didn't just try and dominate. He's a senior. He knows he can score 20, 25 points a game. But he wants to do it within the confines of the offense and the confines of what the coaching staff wants him to do out there on the floor.
You always hear that cliche, let the game come to you. Well, that's what Brandon Roy is all about.
Wildcats back in that. Man, that 2-3 kind of morphs it to like a 1-3-1. If they get ball pressure, they get a baseline run on Mustafa Shakur. And it's actually confusing the Huskies a bit right now.
Walter's a good shot blocker, and he kind of got in the face of Williams that time. But the result is an Arizona foul. This will be their third team foul, as Washington has committed 4 team fouls. And the foul goes against Marcus Williams. He got into early foul trouble that almost cost Arizona in Spokane against the Cougars.
Yeah, and they need him on the floor, and not so much for scoring points, even though he's done a great job the last 6 games, averaging 14 a game. But he does a great job moving the basketball and creating shots for other people. He's almost like having another point guard on the floor.
Washington gets a couple of shooters on the floor, and Ryan Appleby and Mike Jensen. Jensen might be a post player, but he's better maybe away from the basket than he is down low.
Well, that's because of that zone. Now you've got 2 guys who are potential zone busters. Right there's one.
Roy gets the rebound, but they will have a help ball situation. And it's between Williams and Roy, and the arrow says give that ball to the Huskies. Inside to Jamal Williams, who misses. Jensen right back up with the left hand. And Lute Olson's furious because rebounding he knew would be a key. And right now the Huskies dominating his Wildcats.
Well, he thought that Mike Jensen got away with a push, and he did. He just shoved his opponent right in the back. That rebound came right to him, and you saw Marcus Williams, or whoever it was, flailing out of bounds, and there was a reason why he was.
That's why Coach Rosberg was talking about the toughness as Williams goes down the lane. Right now the Huskies appear to be tougher than Arizona.
Isolate Marcus Williams on that right elbow. Does a great job taking Jamal Williams off the dribble.
A kicking violation against Chris Rogers.
Here's an ISO right there, kind of a clear out. You got Ryan Appleby on the left side playing defense, but nobody there underneath to help out. And that's the quickness and versatility and skill level of the freshman Marcus Williams. And once again, Arizona 1-3-1 zone. Mustafa Shakur, that back guy, responsible for covering corner to corner.
Appleby not shy, and he drains this three-pointer. He hit 6 in one game against Loyola Marymount this year. Here's Adams in the paint. No basket. He is fouled, though, prior to. And the crowd says he traveled.
And that's what Arizona's got to do. But watch again, this is a nice job getting that zone to shift. You get Hassan Adams to sink back in, concerned about Jamal Williams. It's not quick enough coverage on the shooter, Ryan Appleby. You got to know your scouting report. He's just looking to shoot the long ball, Ryan Appleby.
Rogers goes to Adams inside the three-point arc. He nails it from the baseline, and Hassan has his first bucket, and this game is tied at 10. Here's Brandon Roy. Five from three-point range in his last game, and he knocks down his first outside shot.
Here we see the 2 leaders of their respective team. First, Hassan Adams, left corner jump shot. Brandon Roy, anything you can do, I can do it too. Left corner jump shot for B. Roy. Expect to see a lot more of this in this game. These 2 being assertive.
Nice pass by Shakur to Williams, who is floating along that baseline.
And floating is right. Did a great job. The freshman moving without the basketball, not getting frozen like a deer in headlights, but finding the open area to make himself available for the pass.
Apples just floating towards the gaps, and Williams wide open, finding a gap inside that 1-3-1 zone.
Yeah, and Lute Olson can't be happy with that. A lot of gaps. That 1-3-1. This is the team of Washington. You want to make them, except for Appleby and Jensen, possibly make them shoot some outside shots.
Shakur is fouled. I'm not sure if it's Bobby Jones or the inside man, Jamal Williams. If it's against Williams, that would be his second personal foul.
Yeah, they want to keep it tight. Right here, Bobby Jones going to look corner, which pulls Marcus Williams out defensively. Kirk Walters a little slow, rotating over to the open defensive area, and Jamal Williams makes him pay the price for it. So you want to keep that 1-3-1 tight, toes to the line, to the three-point line, to the top guy. You want him back near the free throw line. And you don't want to give up those easy buckets that lead to one pass and a layup inside.
So Hassan Adams will go to the free throw line, with Washington leading by 2. Boy, Arizona really struggling from the line, not only in this game, but throughout this year. As steal by Rogers, who has maybe the best hands in the team. He flips it off to Adams, who can't score. And here comes Jamal Smith or Joel Smith the other way. Jones, a blocking foul.
Hassan Adams, he's a lot better finisher with his left hand. He does everything with his right hand, but finishing inside, dunking the basketball, he loves to do that left hand. That's why he blew that layup. And then Bobby Jones did a nice job initiating the contact coming back down the other way.
Here's Bobby Jones at the free throw line. Makes them both. Washington with their biggest lead, just 4 points early.
Huskies fall back into their 2-3 zone. Again, they want to play soft. They want to play just containment defense out of the perimeter, force this Arizona team that has struggled outside to knock down some jump shots.
And this is where Arizona really misses Juwan McClellan.
Yeah, I mean, their best jump shooter, Rogers, is decent, but the big guy, Ivan Odinovich, is as good as anybody they have on the floor right now. Get it up, 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Mustafa Shakur misses the three. Brandon Roy comes up with it, almost travels, but finds Appleby. Joel Smith, who's a fine free shooter, misses long, and Shakur rips it. Down low, Radinovich, a rare opportunity against his fine transition defense by Washington.
Both teams run similar sets, even their fast break look is very similar. Radinovich sprinting right down the middle of the floor. Nice find by Mustafa Shakur. They talked about them switching everything on the perimeter too. You saw that with Hassan Adams and Marcus Williams. The denial on the part of Chris Rogers on Brandon Roy forces a turnover. But again, Ivan Radinovich just spreads down the middle of the floor. Mike Jensen has got to be aware that he should be. They run the same thing in practice every day for the Huskies, so he knows what the big man is going to do. He's got to make himself there and make himself more of an obstacle defensively.
High-low pass for Radinovich inside to Walters, who just loses it off his hands and out of bounds. It is 16-14. Huskies with the lead here in the first half in Seattle, Washington. Washington feeling pretty good about the way they're playing. Their #1 key to success against Arizona, they felt, was rebounding. They are the top rebounding team in the conference at 7.5 plus 7.5 per game. Well, they have out-rebounded Arizona 11-3, a remarkable total early in this game.
Yeah, they've done a real nice job, just a team effort, because Arizona will send sometimes 4 guys to the offensive glass, and you can get the defensive rebound, you can get some easy buckets in transition.
Washington going with Appleby to Roy, and what a great inbounds play. And Lute Olson beside himself, turning and talking with his team, and he'll send Hassan Adams back in the game. They've got J.P. Prince along with Shakur, Radinovich, Williams, and Walters.
Great play out of the timeout by Lorenzo Romar. You can tell a great team that has good coaching, what they do out of timeouts offensively.
J.P. Prince misses. Walters hooks it back in, and a nice offensive rebound. And here comes Appleby flying up the floor.
Well, you got the big lineup in there for Arizona. You got both Walters and Radinovich on the floor at the same time. So Washington definitely has an advantage in quickness.
Appleby throws it away. He thought Roy would be in the corner. He was not, and that's the 4th turnover.
Out of control. But watch the high screen. The high screen is going to be sitting right here. Brandon Roy going to come right off him for a lob inside. There's the screen inside. And there's a beautiful pass by Ryan Appleby. Actually, screen set more at the top of the key by Mike Jensen. But again, defensively, you got to be aware of that. You got to talk. You got to bump. You got to switch if you have to. You cannot give up an uncontested lob layup.
And Lute Olson scolding Kirk Walters on the sideline as he takes him out and puts Adams back in. Prince to Williams. Shakur. Long and nasty. And Adams gets it. Sure was.
Kind of a bank from straight away. It gives you an idea of the struggles Arizona has had from beyond the three-point line, which means Washington toes to the line. Everything is back behind the three-point line defensively.
It seems like Arizona is together as a team defensively, but they're searching for their identity offensively. Nothing's come smooth.
We talk about it. I mean, you're missing two great shooters, and Salim Stoudemire, Channing Frye.
And Juwan McClellan, great wraparound by Adams.
Yeah, that was a beautiful move, and that's where Hassan Hot Sauce Adams needs to do his work. Work that baseline, get to his office, punch in.
Brandon Roy backing his way in, flipping around, missing the shot, and it's tipped around to Adams. He wants to run, but backs it away now. J.P. Prince left side. Williams misses the bank. Appleby ahead to Roy. Nice move.
A nice decision, Brandon Roy. He had no Joel Smith kind of pointing up for the lob. And Brandon Roy, after the defender backed off, did what he was supposed to do. Keep penetrating, keep attacking. Washington having a lot of success with the zone defense.
Prince fires another three, and it's an air ball. They are dead last from three-point range. Under 30% this year, and a great transition defensive play by Radinovich as he knocks it out of bounds.
Here's Hot Sauce Hassan Adams with a nice job, little show and go. Brockman, now you see me, now you don't, goes to the other side. And then watch this beautiful job by Brandon Roy. You see the defender, Mustafa Shakur, come back into the screen late, cuts off the 2-on-1, so he keeps on attacking and finds a way to get it in the basket.
So now Romar will go with Appleby and Dentman on the floor at the same time. 2 point guards with Roy Brockman and Jamal Williams.
Okay.
Outside it's Roy, and he is terrific.
And he's one of those guys that, you know, he scores points in bunches. He gets on a roll, all of a sudden his confidence rises, and he gets really, really aggressive. Arizona's got to be aware of that and get a defender in there to quiet him down, maybe Chris Rogers.
Rogers, long, Radinovich, good offensive rebound, and over the back. It looked like it was either Brockman or Williams.
Here's Brandon Roy here, just got to work a little one-on-one, jab, step back, facial. I mean, you can't really put a lot of fault against Ivan Radinovich. He's 6'10". He's not used to having to play that kind of defense against a quicker player that far out on the perimeter. But just a great, solid, fundamentally sound move by Brandon Roy. And that epitomizes his game, Steve. His fundamentals are just so solid. He plays just a smooth, effortless kind of a ball game offensively.
Radinovich makes the first foul shot. So they are now 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Washington 3 for 4. Shakur comes back in for J.P. Prince.
You know, Brandon, well, we did a game North Carolina State, Washington here last December, a year ago, and he was sitting out because of the injury, the knee injury, but he was being Julius Hodge of North Carolina State in their practice session, and he was allowed to do anything he wanted to do. And that's when I first saw the ball handling and the creativity, the passing. And saw that he had a lot more to his package than I was aware of. Every time I see him now, it's like, I'm getting ready to be Julius Hodge this year. Watch me. Brandon Roy as Julius Hodge.
He's been playing like it. Nice pass down there to Williams, and he floats it up and in.
And the footwork on that catch by Jamal Williams, he almost pivoted in midair to find the opening on the inside.
Williams from 15 misses, and right now, abysmal shooting by Arizona. 7 for 20 from the floor. Appleby wide drains the three.
Homework basketball. Homework basketball. The Pete Maravich wannabe. His dad showed him a tape, the pistol, when he was 5 years old. He fell in love with Pete Maravich. You see the hair, you see the floppy socks, even the same type of form on the jump shot. And he has got deep range. Ryan Appleby, the transfer from Florida. Here they are in transition. Dustin Dittman, nice no-look pass. And a great job to get the feet set, but again, defensively, you got to be aware. This guy, most of his field goal attempts this year are 3-point shots.
And we really felt we might be seeing the best offense in the Pac-10 in Arizona of Washington against the best defense in Arizona. But right now, Washington's defense has been better, leading to so many opportunities.
And the key for them is packing it in. Again, playing solid, playing containment, don't gamble. Make them knock down some shots. Make them knock down some jump shots.
Left hand, no. Good defense by Brockman. He outlets the pass. It's stolen back by Adams. And he scores. A blocking foul counts a basket.
I thought it might be a no call initially, but again, if Arizona is to have some success offensively, this is when your creative players have got to be creative. And Hassan Adams just did a good job of that.
Well, he was everything there, hitting the glass, and the result is Hot Sauce taking it to the rack, scoring, and has a chance for 3 when we come back. Number 7 Washington with a 6-point lead. It's time to take a look at the Pac-10 Player of the Week. How about Hot Sauce Hassan Adams?
Well, Hassan Adams, again, we talked about him in transition, and he told me that this year he's just trying to have fun. It's his last go around the Pac-10, some of the familiar haunts, Seattle, Pullman, Spokane, Eugene, and he just plans to really approach this year having a good time, and so far he's done that, doing a great job leading the league in scoring.
And he is the U.S. Bank Pac-10 Player of the Week. You see his field goal percentage right at 50, and they need him. 3 of 7 from the floor, has 6 points, but most importantly, I think what Lute Olson wants is defense and rebounding, as they have been outboarded in this game 15-8.
He's going to be, again, a big key in trying to attack the defense of the Huskies. The Huskies are playing a real tight 2-3 zone defense. So you move the ball around, you get that defense to extend, and then you need a guy like Hot Sauce Hassan Adams to create and try and get into the gut and make things happen.
Arizona just 6 of 10 from the foul line.
Cats back into their man-to-man again, with a lot of switching principles. Now you see Hassan Adams on Brandon Roy after Chris Rogers started out on him.
And Shakur knocks it out of bounds. The crowd wanted the foul. Lute Olson has taken his jacket off. Getting steamed up here at Old Heck Edmondson Pavilion. He's come here so many times. But Arizona, they have seen Washington take 5 of their last 6 meetings, and those 5 wins total the number of wins by the Huskies over Arizona the previous 12 years.
You know Lute Olson, the dean of Pac-10 coaches, he didn't like that.
Steal by Rogers. Shakur will drive past Gentman and score quite easily.
Chris Rogers has got to make his mark. It's his senior year. He's a big-time scorer in high school, but what this team needs him to do is play tough defense, put the open jump shot.
Jensen just smashing into Marcus Williams. That's an offensive foul. And Williams was backing up. It was good defense, but Jensen figured, hey, I'm about 30 pounds heavier than you.
He got away with 2. And on that 3rd, 4th one, you get the offensive foul. I mean, you know, how many times you going to bump a guy before they call a foul? And then right there, Ryan Appleby careless with the crossover. And Chris Rogers picks his pocket and feeds to Shakur for the easy shot inside. But the Huskies 3 turnovers against Arizona State. But this ain't Arizona State. A lot more pressure out here by Arizona.
Adams, Williams, Radinovich. And Radinovich getting it low, sweeping it to Shakur. They give him room because he's not shot the ball well in this game.
Nice job defensively backing down on the turn by Radinovich. He had no place to go.
New 35-second clock. Here goes Shakur. Radinovich can hit this shot, but misses the 3, and they still have been empty from 3-point range. 0 for 9 from 3-point range are the Wildcats.
They've had games like that. They were 0 for 10 against St. Mary's a couple of weeks ago as Jamal Williams steps on the end line, securing the defensive rebound again. And until they get hot and make some shots, they've had their moments also when they've knocked down some shots. But a game like today, until they start making some, you play soft defensively.
Rogers way out, missing. 0 for 10. When are they going to stop taking that shot?
I mean, against that tight zone, that's what you're begging them to take, and that's what's pretty much available unless you move the ball around and get some creative playmaking on the floor.
And Williams picking up the personal foul. The crowd standing and cheering because Marcus Williams, the kid who got away from Roosevelt High School, averaged 28.5 points per game. Martell Webster was the choice of Washington, but he went into the NBA draft taken by the Trailblazers.
I think if they would have had him, Nate Robinson, who left to go to the NBA a year early, how scary this Husky team would be. But the reality is, you see what you see is what you get right now, and they're doing a pretty good job this year.
That is the second turnover by Ryan Appleby. Excuse me, the third turnover by Appleby, who has played point guard in the past. And that is also the 9th turnover by Washington as a team. Remember, they only made 3 against Arizona State the entire game on Thursday.
Yeah, now the kind of rushes a little bit on the floor, trying to make things happen a little bit too spectacularly. And again, the watchword for this coaching staff at Washington is just solid. You know, just play solid. We don't have to do anything special. Just play solid, and we can win the ball game.
Brett Brielmeyer has come in the game for Arizona. Shakur missing. Williams on the outlet gets it up and in.
And that's an old NBA trick that Jamal Williams just did, and I'm sure Lorenzo Romar probably schooled him on that. But you run at the shooter and you keep going because you're no good as a rebounder. You're already out of position.
Well, they finally make a three-point shot after missing their first 10. Again, the break by Washington, a foul by Adams.
That was a hard foul by Hassan Adams, but right there, Williams runs at Shakur, keeps going down the floor, beats Shakur, the only guy back. Somebody else has got to have safety responsibilities. And then Hassan Adams, you know, of all people, that burns from the three-point line. Here's the guy shooting below 20%, but again,
Dave Hall, the official, talking with Bobby Jones because he hurt his ankle on the play. And I'm not sure if they're in the bonus yet. That's why I was surprised he went to the line. No, he's not.
He took a hard spill. I mean, Hassan Adams wanted to make sure. And these two guys, two LA guys, they've been playing against each other for probably the last 10, 15 years since they were 5, 6, 7 years old. So there's nothing malicious about what happened, but you still want to send a message. Nothing easy.
Adams has 2 fouls. That ball goes inside to Jensen, knocked away by Radinovich. Arizona wants to run, but Washington's transition defense has been so good in this first half. And the ball kicked out of bounds.
Here's the bump right there by Hassan Adams, and watch the right foot. I mean, that ankle kind of gave a little bit, and you see Bobby Jones grimace and grab right away, so it lets you know it's painful. I'm not sure how serious it is. I think we'll see him again in this game. He's a tough warrior type, Bobby Jones.
Roy grabbing the rebound in between 2 Arizona defenders. Williams again beating the defense down the floor. Denton gets hit, no foul call. Well, he really got bumped by Williams.
Fortunate for Williams. And pick up another foul.
Oh, a skip pass that's terribly thrown by Shakur. Right now you look at the floor and there's not too many offensive threats that Arizona has on the floor, and that's why they're down by 3 with 3 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the first half. Arizona down by 3 to Washington. We'll be following these Arizona Wildcats as they return home to host UCLA next Thursday, and we'll have that game for you on FSN, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, right here on FSN. UCLA, the number 11 team in the nation, and they take on Cal today. They look awfully strong and hammering Stanford on Thursday.
Up 23-3 at one point in that game. Just a great job by the coaching staff, scouting report-wise. But you know, Mikhail, it's going to be a tough test for the Bruins right now to see just how real they are if they get by Cal today with Leon Poe and Devon Harden and that crew.
Well, UCLA just needs to stay healthy. Cedric Bozeman out at least for this weekend. That's what Ben Howland told us, and they're hoping that he can recover and play later this year. They're just not sure when he'll come back. Brandon Roy along the left wing. Throws the shot up, but does not go in. Radinovich battling for the basketball. Shakur comes away with it and struggles down the floor.
Well, who's the ball handler? Who's the point guard? Who's getting into your offense if you're Arizona? I see Ivan Radinovich 30 feet away from the basket.
Shakur, he has been terrible from outside in this game. 0 for 4 from three-point range, and as a team, they're 1 for 12. And here comes Roy out of the pack, and from behind, I think Shakur fouled him.
But you know, Lute Olson, right, this is what Arizona, how they've looked offensively the last couple of possessions. I mean, just real disheveled, discombobulated, out of sorts. And this is where Mustafa Shakur, he's a junior now. You know, he's no longer a young kid. He's got to go in there, settle things down, get them into position to run what they want to run. He's looking maybe a little too much, in my opinion, to score himself and to get open on the wings and to shoot the basketball. So
Chris Rogers will come back in the game as Shakur picks up his second foul. Lute Olson has 3 of his players with 2 fouls each. Marcus Williams, Hassan Adams, Mustafa Shakur. Meantime, Lorenzo Romar has 3 of his. Jones, Brockman, and Roy all playing with 2 fouls. And Brockman is on the floor with Roy.
You got 3-point guards between Prince, Rogers, and Shakur, but you don't get the sense that there's any leadership out there for Arizona. They settle for one jumper after another. Nobody penetrating, trying to make something happen.
1 for 13 is Arizona from 3-point range, and they continue to settle for that 3-point shot despite only being down by 3 points.
And that's the thing. I mean, you would think that they would be down almost double digits by the way the flow of this game has gone, but they're down by 3 and really not gotten anything going on the outside offensively.
That is ugly, and their best 3 shooter obviously not available yet. Juwan McClellan, great star from Houston. There's a nice block by Arizona, and here comes J.P. Prince down the right side.
Somebody take control.
Not this time. Arizona just shooting 31% for the game. And here's Williams floating it up. Arizona's transition defense has been disappointing in this game.
What's really disappointing, Chris Rogers had an opportunity to take an offensive foul. He backed off and allowed Jamal Williams to get that layup off. And again, that's just not what I'm accustomed to seeing from Lute Olson coach team.
Shakur turns it over. He has had an abysmal first half. Detman scores from the right side.
Lute cannot be happy. Brandon Roy doing a nice job getting it up early to Justin Detman, and I like Detman's demeanor on the floor out of Carbondale, Illinois, for the year in prep school. But he's a mature freshman, but he just plays with a calmness and an assuredness out there.
Coming up on our Acura halftime report, we'll be taking a look at UCLA and Arizona, our next Thursday night feature on FSN, and the Pac-10 Hall of Honor. Steve Hawes, whose son Spencer is coming to Washington to play next year, and a first half recap of this one. All coming your way on the Acura halftime report. Lute Olson furious with the officials. Good crew, David Hall, Randy McCall, and Michael Eggers. He thought they had the arms of Mustafa Shakur, but quite honestly, Marcus, some of the decision making by Mustafa has been so inconsistent.
Well, he's not playing like a point guard, and for that he gets a seat on the bench. And now you got Chris Rogers who's going to get the team into the offense. Washington changes up out of the timeout, goes man to man. Throw them off a little bit, get them out of sorts. Arizona offensively.
Nice pass by Adams, but great defense, and the return recovery blocked with the help.
Prince too soft. Got to get stronger than that.
Appleman for 3.
Apples. Oh, we got apples for you up here in the state of Washington.
7 straight points by Washington, and they have claimed their biggest lead of the game at 10.
I think Appleby should do less playmaking and more shooting. Got 4 turnovers.
Radinovich again missing the 3. They are 1 for 14 from 3-point range.
And Washington's got some shooters on the floor now between Appleby and Joel Smith that can stretch you out defensively. Detman can knock down the long ball also.
Williams went over the back of Briomeyer and knocked it out of bounds. No foul call.
Detman going to do a nice job kicking it off to the right side, and that is pure as the driven snow. Does a great job. I mean, he's got that release counter right by that right ear that reminds me a little bit of Pistol Pete Maravich, his boyhood idol growing up, Ryan Appleby.
Detman with the steal, took it right away from Rogers.
Let's see Lorenzo Romar. Let's go. Let's keep the tempo quick. Arizona man-to-man, but they're switching everything between Rogers and Shakur and Adams and Williams. So it appears to be a zone defense, but it's only because they're switching any kind of exchanges by Washington.
Shot clock down to 2, down to 1. Appleby from about 28.
He knows it. He knows it.
minutes of this first half by Washington. Appleby from way beyond the arc rattles home a three with 1 second left in the shot clock. And Washington takes a 13-point lead to the break here in Seattle. Welcome to Romarville, indeed. All Huskies at Old Heck Edmondson Pavilion. Welcome back to the Acura halftime show, where the score is 40-27. The Washington Huskies leading Arizona at home. And each year the Pac-10 pays tribute to the best of the best into its Hall of Honor. Let's take a look at one of this year's nominees who will be honored at the Pacific Life Pac-10 tournament in March.
As a highly touted prep All-American in high school, Steve Haws enrolled into the University of Washington and continued to dominate. From 1970 to 1972, Haws was an unstoppable force in the paint for the Huskies, guiding them to 3 consecutive winning seasons. His best year came during the 1972 campaign, when Haws averaged almost 22 points per game, leading the high-scoring Huskies to a 20-6 mark as Washington finished conference play in second place behind eventual NCAA champions UCLA. Earning All-American honors for the second consecutive season, Haws finished his career with a 20.8 scoring average, the highest in school history, and a record that still stands today. Overall, Haws currently ranks 6th among all-time Huskies in career points and rebounds, while his average of 12.9 rebounds per game over a career still ranks 2nd in the Washington record books. Playing 12 seasons of professional basketball, first in Italy, where he earned MVP honors in the Italian Basketball League, then 10 seasons in the NBA, Steve Haws was inducted into the Husky Hall of Fame in 1987.
Make sure you attend this year's Pacific Life Pac-10 tournament at Staples Center in LA, March 8th through 11th. Great seats are available, and this year's all 10 teams will be there, so you can make plans now. For more information, log on to pac10.org or call Ticketmaster at 213-480-3232. Well, Jamal Williams, one of the stars for Washington, 10 points in the first half, 5 rebounds, and the Huskies up 13 on Arizona. Welcome back to the Acura halftime show, where the score is 40-27. They are rooting for their Huskies, who have played terrific basketball, particularly last 3 minutes of the first half. Steve Physiak along with Marcus Johnson. And this coming Thursday, we'll have a terrific game as UCLA heads to the desert to take on Arizona. And UCLA, one of the best executions of a game plan we've seen this year.
Yeah, they're going to have more execution of the same down in the desert, or else they'll get executed at McKell Center, because that's where Arizona is so tough. But Jordan Farmar, an outstanding player running this team. The young guys, the bigs, Ryan Wright and Bahamuti have done a great job. But Aaron Aflalo, man, he is playing at All-America level right now. And it's going to be a great matchup to see who defends Aaron Aflalo the way he is rolling.
And we understand Jordan Farmar will play. He is playing today against the California Golden Bears. It's number 11 UCLA at Arizona, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 on the West Coast. Washington with a 13-point lead. Brandon Roy has been a big reason why. We are in Seattle, Washington. All Huskies at Old Heck Edmondson Pavilion. 40-27 over the Arizona Wildcats. And again, Marcus Johnson, Steve Physiak, we're here with you. And Arizona's looked strong, but Washington has taken them out of their game, and they brought this kid off the bench, Ryan Appleby, who's been pretty good in the neighborhood. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought you worked that in. He has looked real good in the neighborhood. And, as long as he didn't have to take care of the basketball, he's doing just fine. But the long-range bomb is his specialty. Right now, the shot clock winding down, gets that up and over Ivan Mladenovic. Arizona's got to be aware you cannot leave him open. He's in a nice flow. And then for the Wildcats, they need more of Hassan Adams working the baselines. He's been the only guy that's given them any kind of consistency on the perimeter shooting his jump shot. This team is shooting below 7%. 57% from the three-point line. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Our Acura halftime stats. I mean, the shooting. Where does Arizona go to get their points?
Well, again, you know, they've got to get more creative. They've got to try and attack it against that zone defense and just put it in honest terms. They've got to hit shots or they're going to lose.
1 of 15 from three-point range. Lute Olson back on the floor and a bit concerned. That's it for our Acura halftime report. It's been a happy old year for the Washington Huskies. 29 wins last year and moving through 3 rounds of the NCAA tournament. And this year they are unbeaten at 11-0. Heading towards the new year, the leading scorers: Adams has 9, Shakur with 6, and Radinovich with 6. Appleby 4 of 5 from three-point range. He has been terrific. So here we go with Shakur on the floor with Rogers, Adams, Williams, and Radinovich. Brockman will defend Radinovich, and they skip the pass to Shakur in his high arching shot. He hits a 3. That's his first 3 after 5 misses to open the game.
Now Arizona 2 for 16 from the three-point line, but they need much more of that. They want to get back into this thing and win this thing, because you know Washington's going to keep on packing it in, playing that zone soft, playing the containment.
Jamal Williams has it slapped away, and it's picked up by Shakur. So Arizona skips it ahead to Adams. And Hassan floats it up and in. And quickly 5 points by Arizona in the first moments of this game. Maybe the key to this game for Arizona's success will be first 5 minutes of the second half.
First 5 minutes, but also, I mean, forcing turnovers, picking up the pressure defensively. And this is a Washington team that did just 3 turnovers in the last game against Arizona State.
Roy pulling his way up, scores the basket. Boy, that was tough.
That's all individual effort as Brandon Roy strikes the muscle man pose inside, and well, he should, as he just, as you said, Steve, pulled his way between a couple of guys. Give me some room, give me some space, give me some space. Got hit on the backside by Ivan Radinovich, but it made no difference whatsoever. And there's a Shakur, nice job. Baseline penetration by Ivan Radinovich. Baseline jump shot will always be open.
Brandon Roy finishes the three-point play, and it is back to an 11-point lead for Washington, 43-32. Adams for 3, and he nails it. So they were terrible in the first half, and they've hit their first 2 threes of the second half.
Well, you know, Lute Olson's got his jacket off. He gave him a good talking to, but they're playing at a faster speed now. They're pushing it up, looking to get that first good available open shot.
Bobby Jones. Much of the first half with 2 quick fouls. Now he turns and misses. And over the back was Brockman. He pushed Radinovich. No foul call. And Brockman grabbing the rebound and sticking it back in. The freshman has finally scored a field goal. Rogers for 3.
It's contagious. Shakur started it off, knocking down the long ball. Hassan Adams hit a couple. Now Chris Rogers joins the party. And you know these guys are, even though their shooting percentage from the three-point line is under 30, they're good players still. And if they get hot, they can get hot and hurt you.
Lute Olson all the way on the floor, screaming at one of the officials. Here's Chris Rogers from three-point range, and we've got a good game as the Huskies now up by 7. Arizona coach is really complaining about the foul by John Brockman that was not called.
And you know he's into it when he's got the jacket off, but he should be upset. I mean, that was just an obvious push after Ivan Radinovich was up in the air, got him out of position, and allowed Brockman to get the offensive rebound. I'd love to see Luke get into it like this, though, man. I'd love it when Luke is into it. He's in the official's ear. He's gesturing on the sideline. He's gesticulating.
That's what he just said. I read his lips saying every time he goes up, he gets an elbow in the back. And here is Bobby Jones down low to John Brockman. We have a whistle and a foul call, and it will go against Arizona.
Well, Mike Jensen got away with that same kind of play for Washington in the first half, and then Luke with bunkers on the sideline. So he just doesn't want to continue to keep getting burned by the same over-aggressiveness inside by the Washington bigs.
Williams spinning and shooting and scoring over Mustafa Shakur.
That newfound medium-range jump shot that Jamal Williams, with the help of Lorenzo Romar, worked on the entire offseason. They tore his jump shot completely apart, and they have rebuilt it. Makes it sound like a 56 Chevy engine. Washington still zone, still soft. There's attack. There's finding the seam. There's going aggressively to the basket by Mustafa Shakur. There's a turnover.
Shakur with 11. He's going left side. Adams tries to float in the lane, and we have a whistle and foul called against Washington. It looks like all three officials got together, Marcus, and they said, hey, you know what, this game might be getting out of hand. We got to take control.
Tighten things up a little bit there, Shakur. That's a nice job putting the head down. The help side defense on the weak side was a little slow in reacting. And then following that play, nice job creating a turnover by Arizona. And they forced about 22 a game, almost 23 a game.
Brockman gathers the rebound. Quick outlet pass, and they bounce it ahead, and it's stolen by Adams. Williams from 18 feet out, and it is a 5-point game. Washington led by 13 at the break.
Turnovers, and now the activity defensively by Arizona picking up. Nice job, Dittman inside.
He was it ever.
Wow.
The smallest guy on the floor going inside the big trees of the Wildcats and floats it up and in.
Well, I tell you, Lorenzo Romar, you don't want to make a steady diet of that. You're a little guy trying to go in there and take 3 bigs on the inside in the paint.
It is Arizona basketball with 22 seconds left in the shot clock.
Pushing it up the floor. Here's a nice job. Chris Rogers going to make the extra pass to the freshman Marcus Williams, who's played a lot of pickup ball here at Heck Ed. Says he feels very comfortable. And then there's a little guy, Justin Dittman, inside over Ivan Radinovich. Washington, it's a man-to-man defense now. One of which in their zone has been so effective for them, especially rebounding the ball, as you see the offensive putback by Radinovich.
And it is a 5-point game. Dittman down the middle of the floor as Radinovich picked up. Adams missed and drops it home. Ivan Radinovich.
So why didn't Lorenzo Romar stay in the zone? Well, the Wildcats, Arizona, started knocking down shots. You know, they hit about 4 or 5 jumpers in the last 4 minutes of this half. And here's Ivan Radinovich. You know, John Brockman does a good job on the show here, but Radinovich going to roll right to the basket, pick up the offensive rebound, get the easy putback inside.
Arizona has been out-rebounded by Washington by 9, 26-17. Shot clock is down to 10. Detmer working against Chris Rogers now. Drives inside the lane, and that might be an offensive foul. It is.
That's offense. I mean, that's that same play that we saw in the first half against Washington. Here, when you watch the left shoulder, just digs it right into the left forearm, just pushes Chris Rogers, who had beaten him to the spot, had great defensive position. That's a good call. And you can move the old fallacy that you have to be stationary as a defensive player to draw an offensive foul is not true. You just have to have good defensive position.
Radinovich taking. Jensen misses the shot, and the rebound's controlled by Bobby Jones. A steal by Shakur. He's got Williams right side, and a foul is called on Bobby Jones, his 3rd of the game.
Mustafa Shakur playing a little cat and mouse game with Bobby Jones on the outlet.
Well, their key is forcing turnovers, getting steals. Jones up, crashes into Shakur, and Arizona's coming back. Washington's 13-point lead at halftime has been cut to 5 because of the outside shooting by Arizona.
Arizona's starting to heat up, getting things started. Mustafa Shakur on the outside, a nice little draw and kick action. Shakur to Hassan Adams. Chris Rogers will struggle mightily, starts to find the range. And, you know, Lou Wilson, I'm sure, told his team at halftime that we're not going to shoot this poorly, hopefully, all game long. But let's pick up our defense. The defense is picked up. Now the confidence is starting to spread offensively on those long jump shots.
They lead the Pac-10 in steals, and they have 7 against the Huskies today. They also forced the most turnovers, 13. And they have committed just 4. That's kept Arizona in this game and allowed them to come back. Now Shakur with 2 shots. He makes the first, and it is all of a sudden a 4-point game.
I mean, 22.7 turnovers a game this Arizona team was forcing coming into today. That's high. It's been a long time since I've ever heard of a team forcing that many turnovers, but it gives you an idea how they like to play and what they thrive on, what they use to generate offense. And we're seeing that here in the second half.
Arizona's won 6 straight games, but Washington has won 32 in a row at home.
Ryan
Longest home winning streak in college basketball.
Here's Apple will be back on the floor. And Chris Rogers assigned to just shadow him. Wherever he goes, you go.
They get another turnover. Here comes Shakur, and he lays it up off his knee and out of bounds. Oh, it would have been a one-point game.
Yeah, I like Lute Olson's response to that. Didn't get up yelling and screaming. You know, he knew that just a mistake by Shakur. Just loses the handle on the basketball. Wasn't trying to go up and showboat or dunk or anything. That was just going to be a solid 1-2 layup. But again, good pressure defense. Good job by the Wildcats, Arizona, to force another turnover.
Roy being defended by the freshman Williams. He backs his way in. Nice move.
Here, young fella. let me teach you a little bit about playing basketball. Nice step through after he drew the contact. He set him up with a step-back jump shot. Just stepped right through him and got the easy layup.
Adams comes right back, so the two All-American candidates going back and forth. Brandon Roy and Hassan Adams, who we featured in the open.
It's about the third time that's happened. You know, Brandon Roy come down, make a nice shot. Hassan Adams follows with a nice shot.
Adams has 16 and Roy has 14.
And these are two of the premier players in the Pac-10. Watch this. Not a step back. I'm going to step through. And that got Williams all off balance and out of sorts. And then Hassan just off the dribble gets the high screen. You see the help by Jensen, but just too much ground to cover by Brandon Roy to contest the shot. And Hassan has got the outside jumper flowing. So that's a nice sign for Arizona also.
He is so different than he was last year when Brandon Roy only shot 35% from the three-point range. He's way up there near 40 this year.
Arizona's got to put the clamps on the runs by Washington. Washington ran off like a 10-0 run, getting the half off to get that 13-point lead.
Roy gets it. Misses the shot. Gets it back. He is everywhere.
You see the hands, though? Radinovich thought he had the basketball. Roy kind of tapped it out of his hands to himself.
And they say he carried the basketball. No complaint from Lorenzo Romar.
Here's Brandon Roy. Nice job getting the feet set. Second time he's done that this game. He's been real deliberate with that long three-point jump shot. And then watch the hands. Radinovich misses the layup. And here, watch Radinovich. Now you got it. Now you don't. Just kind of pokes it to himself. I mean, that's a quick hand.
But the team suffers their 14th, 15th turnover of the game. Arizona now goes with J.P. Prince at the point with Radinovich, Rogers, Kirk Walters back in. First time in a long time for Walters and Marcus Williams.
The freshman J.P. Prince has the highest assist-to-turnover ratio in the Pac-10, almost 3-1. So he's usually pretty sure-handed in terms of handling the ball, delivering good passes. But the pressure of his first Pac-10 road trip may get to him.
Nice move by Radinovich as he was defended by the much smaller Brandon Roy. Again, it is a 4-point game, 54-50.
Just made an interesting point. I mean, Brandon Roy, you're defending Radinovich. You don't let him blow by you. You know, you make him shoot a jump shot with the hand in his face. You've got a quickness advantage.
Appleby and Dentman on the floor together with Smith, Jensen, and Roy. And a little blocking foul called on Chris Rogers. That will be his second personal foul.
Brandon Roy got to go right there, just close it out a little too aggressive. With no way he should be able to. And Radinovich, I mean, he's a good player, but he's 6'10". Brandon Roy is a lot quicker, but he got himself out of position on defense and allowed Radinovich to blow by for the easy layup.
We have a time out of the floor, 13 minutes, 11 seconds left in this contest. Washington, who led by 13 points at the half, now has a 4-point lead at 54-50. And we want to remind you that coming up after this game between Arizona and Washington, we've got a special presentation of ACC Sunday Night Hoops when the 10th-ranked Louisville Cardinals look to avoid the upset when they battle the Miami Hurricanes. Coverage begins right after our game here on FSN.
Quan Dean against Guillermo Diaz. Two outstanding guards going at it. We've got some outstanding guards going at it here this afternoon.
It seems like Arizona has not only shot the ball better, but they're playing tougher interior defense than in the first half.
Well, you know, Lute Olson tore into them at halftime. I mean, they gave up too many easy baskets, and we kept saying, you know, they're still only down 3, 5, 7. Washington went on that run, but now they're playing tough D, and I'm a firm believer when you pick up the defensive intensity, that helps you offensively. All of a sudden, your confidence starts to skyrocket when you're shooting jump shots.
Boy down low against Williams. Brandon has that great lift and a jump hook. Ooh, he has had a great weekend.
Yeah, schooling the young fella.
35 against Arizona State, a career high. Now Williams dribbles it off his foot out of bounds. That's the 7th Arizona turnover.
Yeah, you know, welcome to the University of Brandon Roy interior play. Marcus Williams. This is how you do it. Just up and over on a nice jump hook. And then Williams does a nice job on the block, but turned it over the play before that.
Rogers got defensive trouble from behind, but now dribbles out of it. Finds Radinovich down low, who gets hammered by Mike Jensen.
Watch the low entry pass. Dr. Tom Davis would be proud of this. The coach at Drake, who used to coach at Stanford, get that thing down low, skip it inside. Good hands by Ivan Radinovich, and I like that hard foul by Mike Jensen. You know, you don't give him a chance to finish off a three-point play. Hard but clean.
Ivan Radinovich at the foul line, trying again to make it a 4-point game. And they have struggled from that free throw line. Now just 8 for 13. Washington's only been there 6 times. Lute Olson says we need to get Hassan Adams back in the game. So Adams will come back in with 3 personal fouls. And that means he may not be able to defend Brandon Roy. Brockman comes back in with Jamal Williams.
But you know, Coach Olson, Lute Olson got his team right where he wants them to be. I mean, they were down 13 at halftime, just 27 first half points. They were struggling. Now they're knocking down shots. The defensive intensity is picked up. You know, Brandon Roy is the bright spot for the Huskies. He's kind of saved them in the last 2 or 3 possessions just on individual effort. But now you concentrate defensively a little bit more on Brandon Roy. You got a chance to cut more into this lead.
Rogers will now defend Roy. Appleby being picked up by J.P. Prince. They're trying to get Prince to play better defense, and it's too much this time as he's on the back of Appleby.
But no need for that. I mean, and that's a freshman mistake. Good pressuring. That's a good deal by J.P. Prince. But you know, you don't need all those hands out near midcourt against Ryan Appleby. Just move your feet.
And talking with their staff before the game, they said that's been JP's fallback, is that he's playing too much defense with his hands.
So he's got like an 83-inch wingspan. You know, you could back off to the free throw line and guard him in midcourt if you're J.P. Prince.
Good screen set by Brockman. Adams tips it out of bounds. Shot clock's at 22.
Now, I'd be real careful about our Lorenzo Romar. I mean, Ryan Appleby, his forte is shooting a long jump shot. But as far as handling the ball, he's apple turnovers.
He had 4 in the first half. Good line.
Appleby turning it over.
Not so good in the neighborhood, huh?
No.
His neighborhood's beyond the arc.
Yeah, exactly. That's the neighborhood you want in there. Nice job.
Tipped in by Brockman. They have absolutely killed Arizona on the boards, out rebounding them by 10, 29-19. Prince throws it away. A 3-on-1 break. Only man back is Rogers. Out. And Smith finds home.
Much of this is Lute Olson going to watch. You don't want this thing to get way up in the double digits. It's a 9-point lead already, 60-51 for the Huskies.
That really rocks the house.
Romarville starting to get fired up here. And you want to take the crowd out of this game.
Adams off the dribble. He's been sensational. He now has 19 points for the game. 3 of 3 from three-point range.
Again, he's coming in and shooting below 30% from the three-point line, but he's a good player. Good players get hot. All of a sudden they can make shots from long range, shots they don't normally make.
Walters on the dive, rips it away. We have a held ball situation. It'll still be Washington's basketball with 10:47 to play and a 6-point Husky lead.
Came to head for a basketball game and a rugby scrum broke out right there. But talking to scrum, I mean, I love this freshman, John Brockman. He does a great job working the offensive glass.
And then Joel Smith with a resounding jam that brought the house down. 10 College Hoops on FSN is brought to you by Chevrolet and American Revolution. We're here in Seattle, Washington. A packed house at Bank of America Arena. The number 7 Huskies leading Arizona 60-54. Washington, though, did have a 13-point halftime lead, but Hassan Adams has been excellent in the second half. 8 of 14 floor, including 3 of 3 from three-point range. A total of 19 points and 3 steals. Washington Washington goes with Appleby, Williams, Roy, Brockman, and Smith down low. Roy gets it and scores quite easily in the face of the much taller Radinovich.
I mean, that's the second time out of a timeout that Lorenzo Romar's come in and executed a beautiful play to get Brandon Roy off. First time it was a lob on the back screen. This time he slips a double screen, gets open in the middle of the key for an easy layup.
Rogers has it, being defended by Brandon Roy. We come to you from Bank of America Arena in Seattle, Washington. Arizona against the #7 Huskies. And Washington with a 13-point halftime lead now. Leads by 8. Steve Physiak, Marcus Johnson with you. Our producer is Kyle Reisling. And Lute Olson a little concerned, but his team has come back and fought hard in the second half. They are still down by 8. Williams, Adams, Radinovich, Rogers, Shakur. Adams has it rejected by Smith. It goes out of bounds, and Arizona will still have it with 28 tickets left in the shot clock.
And Joe Smith just didn't give up on the play. Hassan Adams kind of relaxed with the big jump stop and then thought he was going to do an easy kind of reverse layup, backhanded flip. But Joe's like, not in my house. You know, Hassan usually looks to finish that play off left-handed. If he'd have done that, he wouldn't have gotten blocked.
Rogers driving to the hoop, kicks it out to Adams. His 3 is short. Williams leaking out again and scoring over Shakur.
Once again, Jamal Williams did a nice job just sprinting down the middle of the floor. You can see the crowd here at Heck Ed tasting blood.
Marcus Williams, the kid from Seattle Roosevelt High School.
If they continue to look at Brandon Roy. Well, here's Jamal Williams right there. He's just going to sprint down the middle of the floor. And Brandon Roy does a nice job of finding him. And then watch the body control to avoid the offensive foul. Shakur kind of backs off a little bit. But Jamal Williams has done a nice job of that. I mean, he's only 6'6", but he gives you a pure post-up presence inside. Forces double teams.
And he very quietly has had a good game. 14 points, 7-11 shooting. Denton picks up the miss by Brandon Roy. They go right back low to Williams, and he finds Roy. And Brandon goes glass and misses. Walters tries to rip it when he brought it down near his waist. That's when he was tied up by the Huskies, and a foul is called.
Great unselfishness on the part of the Huskies. Brandon Roy, Jamal Williams kind of working with each other, working through each other, finding each other. They just missed some wide open shots, but you, as a coach, have to love the unselfishness and the extra pass being made.
Romar has to get Brockman out of the game. He just picked up his 4th foul, Marcus, who brings back Mike Jensen, a senior.
And a 5th-year senior to boot. And so, I mean, Brockman gives you a lot of tenacity and a very physical player inside, but Jensen can give you some jumpers and some smarts from being in this program for the past 4 years.
Washington in the man defense. Roy on Prince. Prince with the floater. And it's too long, and Adams gets it back. Shakur hits the 3. He's made both of his 3-pointers in the second half.
Both 3-pointers in the second half, both from the exact same spot right in front of that Arizona bench. If you didn't want to hear Lute Olson loose mouth if he misses a 3 right there, that close to the bench.
Williams got bumped either by Walters or by J.P. Prince.
Good patience on the part of Arizona. And then the toughness that you talked about, the coaching staff wanted to see. They are fighting for offensive rebounds, and Hassan Adams' selfishness to the force of the shot in traffic makes the extra pass out to Shakur, who is wide open.
Roy being defended by the freshman J.P. Prince. Williams on Smith. They get it to Jensen, and he did walk with it, and all of a sudden Arizona sneaking back. They go down 8, they come back, they cut it to 5, they've got the basketball.
Maintaining contact, and that's what you want to do in a hostile environment like Heck Ed, especially since Romar has been here for the past 4 years.
Great game coming your way next. Louisville against Miami. Here it's Arizona against Washington. Hans Gasser in the game for the first time. Good shooter. Here's Adams. Missing the three, and the rebound taken down by the smallest man on the floor, Justin Detman. Here's Gasser. And somebody shoved from behind on the offensive rebound, and it may have been Jamal Williams because he's the most upset.
And, you know, that's the play that Lou Olson had been complaining about. Jensen got away with one. Brockman got away with one. Jamal did not get away with it.
7 minutes and 40 seconds left in this game, and the Huskies with a 5-point lead. Washington with a 5-point lead, led by their All-American candidate, Brandon Roy.
Mr. Smoothie. Brandon Roy, nice job. He was 5 for 5 on Thursday night against Arizona State. He's shooting with that kind of confidence. Marcus Williams gets caught on the step back, goes after the freshman from Seattle once again down in the low box, taking him into the school of hard knocks.
Well, he might have the edge on best player of the week by our U.S. Bank standards. That's 56 points he has scored in 2 games. He had a career high 35 against ASU Thursday.
56 and counting. A lot of time left in this one. And he has been the one guy who has enabled Washington to keep this lead. Every time Arizona makes a run, they ice it. And get the coaching staff credit there. They saw Marcus Williams, the freshman, guarding Brandon Roy. They went immediately to an ISO in that left box.
J.P. Prince at the foul line makes his first shot and his first points of the game. He's 0 of 5 from the floor. His line drive, he makes both of them, and it is now a 3-point game. Prince comes out, Rogers back in. They've also taken Kirk Walters out of the game because Lorenzo Romar had countered that with Hans Gasser, who's tall, but mainly an outside shooter, and he was bringing Walters too far away from the hoop.
It hurts his rebounding. Ivan Radinovich, a lot more versatile big guy, can knock down 20-footers of his own.
Williams is fouled by Chris Rogers, and for Rogers, that is personal foul number 3.
But you want Chris Rogers trying to disrupt. You know, you want him right there. He's kind of like a Ronnie Lott free safety. Who's a good free safety nowadays?
Ronnie Lott is the best I've seen.
Best of all time.
Tell you, Darnell Beng of USC, he's pretty good.
That is a good one. Even though he's a Trojan, can you think of a Bruin free safety? Yeah.
How about that Jared Page yesterday?
Yeah, there you go.
Did you see the end of that UCLA game? They recovered 2 onside kicks, and the same guy brought it back for a touchdown.
Did they really?
Remarkable.
My son made me turn to the cartoon channel here at the hotel, so I missed the end. Thanks very much.
Well, UCLA won.
Well, they were up like 35-20 something when I turned it.
Pac-10 3-1 in bowls, and they're trying to make it 4-1 with a national championship win by USC over Texas. They're hoping this week. Here's Shakur kicking it off to Marcus Williams, and his air ball is missing badly. Williams defended by Radinovich. 7 minutes to play, and Williams with a terrific move right around Ivan Radinovich.
Nice job, Jamal Williams. And Lorenzo Romar, double fist. They're going back into their 2-3 zone. Give them a little bit of a different look. Let's see now if you've cooled off from the perimeter, Wildcats.
Radinovich, I thought he was going to try and take Gasser. Chris Rogers for 3.
And that's a big shot because Radinovich didn't want to shoot it. Shakur didn't want to shoot it. Son Adams didn't look very comfortable, but the senior Chris Rogers stepped up, knocked down a big 3-pointer to pull it within 3.
Brandon Roy missing long. Williams taps it to himself. Nice play by the freshman.
You have to wonder about fatigue and Brandon Roy. He's missed a couple of chippies on the inside.
Another nice rebound by Williams. This time he is fouled by Roy, and that is Brandon's 3rd.
And Brandon late on the rebound. Watch his spin. Spin baseline after he sets him up middle. Does a nice job shielding the basketball with his body. Jamal Williams does here. 1 pass, 2 pass, 3 pass. And a great job by Chris Rogers to catch and shoot on that far wing. I made a comment first time I saw him this year, Chris Rogers against Virginia. I said, you know, you needed to play to his strengths more. Quit trying to break guys down at the dribble. He took umbrage to that. He talked to me before the game. He said, I can break down these guys down at the dribble. You should see me in the summer leagues. Well, this is not so much. You're playing in a structured environment for Lute Olson. You're not going to win any battle button heads for Lute Olson. You're just not going to do it.
It's amazing how good you can be when you try and make your coach look good.
Exactly. Salib Stoudemire found that out last year.
How about Marcus Johnson, first Wooden Award winner, just following the instructions of John Wooden himself?
Yeah.
Or you'd be on the pine, brother. Here is Dentman. Williams misses. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Jamal Williams as he followed his own shot but went over the back of Shakur. And it is now a 2-point game. Arizona can tie or take the lead.
And with Brandon Roy cooling off a little bit, defensive pressure picking up on him. The momentum has definitely shifted in favor of the Wildcats. They are the team playing with the confidence now.
And really, they have come back because of their toughness. Ball is out of bounds as Shakur tried to go low to Hassan Adams, who was being defended by Joel Smith, and Lute Olson liked that matchup.
That's one thing both of these coaches will do a lot of. They'll just try and exploit matchups that are in their favor. I like that style of coaching, especially when we get down to this stretch of the ball game. Good to see Bobby Jones back on the floor. I was kind of wondering if he was going to be able to go again after he took that hard foul. Kind of strained or stretched that right ankle in a weird position.
He is such a good defender. A lot of times he was playing out of position at the power forward spot, but he plays so well. Quick feet, and he turned that ankle in the first half and has not played much since.
So look at this lineup that the Huskies have on the floor now. If he could play in power forward, he'd be a small guy out there. He's playing, actually kind of playing the 5 spot. You got Jamal Williams, Brandon Roy, Joel Smith. I mean, nobody over like 6'6", 6'7" on the floor for the Huskies.
Williams just a 57% free throw shooter, but the last one almost looked like it was attached to Velcro, stuck on the rim and fell through, and he makes them both, and it is a 4-point game.
This should help the perimeter defense of the Huskies, but let's see what happens on the offensive rebounding.
Adams with the pull-up. He hits. And Hassan Adams now with 21 to go with Brandon Roy's 21.
Great to see Hassan Adams having fun, and that's what we talked about before the game. He just wanted to have the senior year be a season of fun, and he was playing free and easy and loose and playing as hard as he normally does.
And he comes up with his 4th steal of the game. Quick outlet to Marcus Williams. Williams with the pull-up. No. And a foul from behind by Mustafa Shakur.
Hassan Adams right here again, you know, and Lorenzo Romar talks explicitly over and over about this. Do not gamble. Joel Smith got himself out of position trying to go for a steal that wasn't there, and that led to that easy mid-range jump shot. And you got to follow the game plan.
Terrific game by the All-American candidate Hassan Adams, coming off a 25-point effort in a win at Washington State on Thursday. Arizona will come home to host UCLA next Thursday, a game you can catch here on FSN. Justin Dentman missing the foul shot, and grabbing the rebound is Hassan Adams. Bobby Jones defending Adams.
Kirk Walters wants the ball inside against Brandon Roy. At least give him a look inside. But they don't.
Shakur misses the 3, but right there for the putback is Marcus Williams.
Nobody blocked him out, but a great job by the freshman to move without the basketball, to not make himself a stationary target.
11 points, 7 rebounds for Marcus Williams. Walters with the block. Appleby picks it back. There's 17 left in the shot clock. Rogers taking Roy, and Roy beats him. Gets it inside, throws it up, misses the shot. The last touch, I thought, by Williams. And they're saying no. Well, David Hall, one of the officials, pointed towards Arizona's way, and it will be Wildcat basketball.
But see the presence of Kurt Walters inside, the shot blocker, with a 6'11" long arms. First time he just swatted it back, and he made an impact on that second shot. He bothered that shot just enough for Roy not to get a good look at the basket.
We are tied at 69. First time this game has been locked up since the opening moments of the game. Lorenzo Romar's team had a 10-0 run. to end the first half and take a 13-point 40-27 edge. But Arizona's first 5 minutes of the second half were very strong.
Arizona continues to play looser as the Huskies continue to tighten up at the offensive end. So for Washington, they've got to put the clamps down on defense, box out, do not allow offensive rebounds, and hopefully try and get out in transition and get them a couple of easy ones.
Rogers up and in and foul.
And this Arizona team is a confident bunch. They went 1 for 15 at halftime, but this is an entirely different crew.
Arizona could have the lead when we come back. What a great first weekend in the Pac-10 Conference. A terrific game. Arizona at number 7 Washington, and we got 3:53 left, tied at 69. You see the team fouls, each with 9 timeouts remaining. Arizona has 4 to Washington's 2. If there is a held ball, it will be Arizona's basketball. But right now the Wildcats have a chance to take the lead. They have one of their best foul shooters in Chris Rogers, a 74% shooter, going to the free throw line, and a chance to take the lead. Arizona has never led in the game.
As I mentioned, their confidence continues on an uptick. And the Huskies kind of hitting the wall, a bit of a wall at this stage of the game.
The Wildcats do have their first lead of the game, and assistant coach Jim Rosborough, we were talking before the game, and he said rebounding would be one. They have not done well in this game, but he also said toughness. And to come back on the road down 13, that shows a great deal of toughness by the Arizona Wildcats.
And toughness has been exemplified by the Wildcats in this half. Knocking down shots. I mean, you got to be mentally tough to do that also. They missed a lot of open jumpers in the first half. They came back here to start the second half, knocked down about 4 or 5 in a row, and they've been on a roll since.
They don't have a great shooting team. No Salim Stoudemire, and Juwan McClellan won't be available for another couple of weeks.
No Channing Frye, who's a great medium-range jump shooter for a big guy. Oh, that's close.
The foul will go against the defense. It will be a blocking foul on Chris Rogers. And for Chris, that will be his 4th personal foul, and that is a key guy because he is their best perimeter defender.
I thought it was a good call. I thought Chris Rogers was contact right before the push-off by Brandon Roy, but if the official would have waited another count to blow his whistle, that would have to have been an offensive foul. But it's just a great mano-a-mano matchup between Rogers, one of the best defenders in the Pac-10, going against Brandon Roy, one of the best offensive players to attack the offense.
Roy misses the foul shot, so the Wildcats will have the lead and hold on to it when they get the ball.
And momentum, that's one of the things that happens. Momentum's going against you. Nice free throws.
.326 remaining here in Seattle, Washington. Bank of America Arena. Steve Physiak, Marcus Johnson, as we watch Arizona and the number 7 team in the nation, the Washington Huskies.
I'm going to run something for Appleby to see if I could get him a good look at the basket.
Brockman in, missing, still battles, gets it back, and flips it out to Appleby. Detman got caught.
Got to pick it up, son. Just can't let him catch it and go on a fast break.
A 3-on-1 up to Adams. And thrown in by Shakur. He gets the bucket.
I said about Justin Detman, he backed off the basketball, and you got to go ahead and touch the ball. It'll be a violation, but you don't allow the easy transition bucket. But
if you gave exactly 20 chances again, he'd never hit that basket.
Not quite the easy transition bucket by Mustafa Shakur.
Can you believe that? Trying to alley-oop to that man, Hassan Adams, who has maybe the best hops in college basketball, and Shakur puts it through.
Wants to give it up and get it back, and
it's a good thing he didn't touch it. Might have goaltending.
Yeah, that could have been offensive basket interference, but there's that no-look kind of scoop shovel type deal to Hassan Adams. He didn't need Hassan on the finish this time.
Look at Hassan going, woo!
Yeah, but good job by Hassan Adams. You talked about not to try and help it in. Not try and dunk it in when the ball is in the cylinder.
Arizona has been down the entire game, down by 13 at the half. Lute Olson's toughness, and it has shown in the second half. Adams has been their leader with 21 points, but everybody has played much better after they hit just 1 3-pointer in the first half. Arizona has hit 6 in the second half, and they've crawled back from 13 down to 4 up. And Lute Olson will bring Rogers with 4 fouls. Adams, Williams, Walters, Shakur. Washington goes Dentman, Roy, Brockman, Appleby, and Jones.
And Kurt Walters, his job is just to be a big, long obstruction defensively inside. And he's done that against Brandon Roy because you know where the Huskies are going to go. They're going to go to B. Roy.
And he may take Rogers, who's playing and defending with 4 fouls. Roy with a 15-footer, and he misses badly, and Shakur picks it up.
This is everything on the play, but again, you know, they played so well to keep them and keep that lead in check at the midpoint of this half. Now those same shots are not even getting close.
Brockman almost got the steal. Adams is going to take Jones, and now does from about 18, and nails it. He has 23 in the game, and Arizona's up 6.
You want to see tough? That's tough. Hassan Adams on that right elbow isolated. Knocking down a tough shot. Bobby Jones played it as well as you can play it.
You know, I thought earlier the year Adams was taking shots that were not in his game. Now he's taking shots that are his. And Williams comes up with the steal, but claiming it back is Bobby Jones. 17 in the shot clock, plenty of time. Jones takes it straight in and charges. Oh, it's a blocking foul on Walters.
Yeah, Bobby Jones did a nice job veering away from the contact. Right at the last moment, I thought he got Walters to move into him. If he would have kept a straight line to the basket, let's see what's going on. And Walters kind of slides to his right. But watch Hassan through the legs, up and over. Nice job, Bobby Jones. Get the hand in the face, but hot sauce.
He is so good at just attacking the glass missed shots, and he does have a good medium-range game.
Yeah, he's got great form. Great form. Gets up so high, he's going to get a clean look at the bucket. With him, it's just all about confidence. He's had a terrific night tonight, doing it in a variety of different ways. In the second half, he's the one that kind of got him going from the outside, but you know he's going to get out in transition. A little fadeaway there. Gets an ISO on the elbow we just saw against Bobby Jones. That's a big, big shot to put you up 6 as opposed to 4. That puts a lot of pressure on the Huskies to score in this next possession.
Adams has 23 points on 10 of 19 shooting from the floor, 3 of 5 3-point range. His defense has been excellent. It includes 4 steals. But now the seniors always step up, don't they, Marcus?
Yeah, they do. And it's good to see a senior like Hassan Adams out of Westchester High School in Los Angeles, playing free and easy, playing unencumbered, just going out having a good time, enjoying his senior year, and making the most of it. You know, this is the last experience you're going to have doing this for Hassan Adams.
Adams knows Bobby Jones well. They played against each other in Southern California, and Jones, an 80% foul shooter, drops the first to make it a 5-point game. Timeout call. 1 minute 54 seconds left. This is an Arizona team the second half, a far cry from the team that we saw in that Maui Classic, and did not shoot the ball well, about 35% in that tournament, but they feel they're getting better and better, and Coach Olson feels they'll be a better team in February than they were last year. Certainly better defensively, but that's saying a lot without Fry and Stoudemire.
Yeah, that's a bold statement, but you know, no shame to lose to UConn, to lose to Michigan State like they did in Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, coming up next after this game, it's a special presentation of ACC Sunday Night Hoops when the 10th-ranked Louisville Cardinals look to avoid the upset when they battle the Miami Hurricane. Coverage begins right after our game here on FSN. Louisville coming in at 10-1. One of the longest winning streak in the country is on the line. 32 straight wins for Lorenzo Romar's Huskies. Their last loss January 10th, 2004, when they lost in overtime to UCLA 86-84. Jones makes 1 of 2 foul shots.
Now Washington going to extend their pressure, kind of a 2-2-1 look. If they're going to give Arizona, try and create some turnovers. Force them into a rush shot. We talk about who Arizona lost, Channing Frye and Salim Stoudemire, but for the Huskies to play the way they played with the loss of Will Conroy and Nate Robinson and all that crew, Trey Simmons, you know, the long-range bomber. They lost some pretty good players themselves.
That trio combined for 42 points from Coach Romar last year.
And a bunch of energy, a bunch of defensive presence, a bunch of stretching out the defense with Trey Simmons and his long-range shooting.
Now Arizona coming through on a weak area of their game. They are not a tremendous foul shooting team, but Shakur dropping the first for a 6-point lead. 1:47 left.
Mustafa, one of the better ones at 76%. He's the guy you wanted to line in that situation.
You really get an understanding of what a great coach Lute Olson is, because I thought Arizona was outplayed terribly in the first half. They talked about things at halftime, straightened them out, and have played a remarkable second half, Marcus. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. Roy misses. Adams loses it. It's out of bounds with 1:25 left.
That momentum started to shift midway through this half. Even though Arizona came out knocking down shots at the beginning and creating turnovers, Brandon Roy, this guy here, was able to keep his team in the ball game, but his offense has just gone south about the last 5 minutes.
Dentman on the drive, floats it up, and it misses. Radinovich battling his man, and it's picked up by Joel Smith for 3, and he nails it. A huge basket for the Huskies.
Just like that, things could turn around. And all you need is one solid defensive play.
And a turnover. Jones misses, and Rogers pulls it down. And a timeout called by Chris Rogers. Well, fortune smiled in the Huskies. They are within 4 with 59.3 seconds left.
Here's Brandon Roy going to fight and scrap and scrape inside, and Joel Smith picks up the loose ball and knocks down the 3. And then Bobby Jones, I thought maybe a little too rushed on that 3-pointer.
Well, a good game for Mustafa Shakur, who really played a poor first half, but overall he has been terrific in a remarkable second half.
Mustafa translates into the chosen one, and he's done a nice job getting himself in gear offensively and being aggressive and getting some luck on that little flip to Hassan Adams.
He has 20 points to go with 7 assists.
That's a nice outing for Mustafa Shakur. And then he's been responsible for defending Ryan Appleby, the guy who just lit up the Wildcats in the first half from long range. Appleby has not gotten a clean look. I don't think Appleby's gotten a shot off in this second half, and it's because of Mustafa Shakur's defense.
And as a team, they only have 10 turnovers, a very low total against the Washington defense that forces almost 21. Inbounding to Radinovich. Williams with the basketball. He's not a good foul shooter, and they foul him right away from Justin Dentman. Here is our game reset. Timeouts remaining. Each team has one. Both teams are in the double bonus, meaning every time they go to the foul line, it will be 2 shots. If there is a held ball, it'll be Wildcat basketball. Marcus Williams, just a 60% foul shooter, is going to the free throw line. The freshman, who grew up in Seattle, Washington, went to nearby Roosevelt High School, averaged 28 points per game, all-state.
Poise.
The first comment.
He's got a lot of poise.
Boy, Lute Olson just raved to the Seattle press about Marcus Williams.
Very intelligent, very solid all-around basketball player whose future is just unlimited at Arizona.
Look at this at 6'8". They have him on the point guard Dentman, and Dentman rolls it up and makes the shot and has a chance for 3. The foul goes against Williams.
I agree with Williams. I mean, that was we've seen a lot more contact than that, and no foul being called out there. But Dentman does a nice job. Watch him just kind of find the body and fling himself into Marcus Williams. Marcus Williams had a great defensive position, but the offensive player will get the benefit of the doubt on that play 90% of the time, especially at home.
So Williams will stay on the floor with 4 fouls. So will Rogers with 4 fouls.
You can see Washington's game plan will be to maybe try and foul, because Arizona is such a poor free-throw shooting team. You want to foul, but you want to gamble and go for steals and play aggressive defense like that.
It is a 3-point game, 79-76, 49.6 seconds remain.
You just don't want to give him an easy catch and then grab.
Roy's defending Hassan Adams. Marcus Williams, the freshman, will inbound.
That's the long ball.
And a foul is called. It looked like it might have been Justin Dentman. If it is, that will be his 5th personal foul.
Yeah, that's going to be on Dentman holding Ivan Radinovich. He's out of there.
So Appleby has to move over to the point, but really when Brandon Roy's on the floor, you basically have another point man out there, whether he's at forward or guard.
I'm not sure Lorenzo Roma won. I mean, no time elapsed off the clock. That's the good news. But, you know, you want to give yourself a chance to at least go for a steal in this kind of a situation.
He has his Huskies at 11-0 this year, their best start in 30 years. They also have on the line that incredible win streak, the nation's longest home winning streak at 32 games. Last time they lost was almost 2 years ago at home. I told you that was to UCLA in overtime. We may be going to overtime in this one.
They'll need some bricks from Ivan Radinovich if that is to happen.
He has made 7 of 8 coming into this game, and Radinovich today is 5 for 8 from the free throw line. David Hall getting together with Randy McCall and Michael Eggers, our 3 quality Pac-10 officials.
He's a 79% guy, so once again we get Mustafa Shakur to shoot the ones before that. Marcus Williams knocked down a couple. Now Radinovich is usually pretty automatic. They should put more time on the game clock. I thought.
I thought 49.5 was right there. But
was it? Well, I know the foul. I thought the foul was committed before the ball was inbounded. So that's my only question.
Okay.
Did they take a tick or two off?
Well, this has been a great comeback for Arizona, down 13 at the half. And I thought what was remarkable by Lute Olson was the fact that
that's more than a tick or two.
They were.
They put 503. But now it's right. All right.
1 second back on.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were so poor from three-point range in the first half, 1 for 15, and instead of Lute Olson saying, "Hey fellas, you got to pound it inside the second half," he encouraged them to take outside shots, and they got back in on a Shakur 3, a Rogers 3, and Adams 3.
Well, he's a veteran coach, and I'm sure he's just like, guys, look, we're a better shooting team. I know we're not a great outside shooting team, but these are wide open shots. Be tough, keep taking them, knock them down.
Darn it, they did. And they are up 3 with Radinovich at the free throw line in a hostile environment here at Edmondson Pavilion. 2 shots for Radinovich.
At halftime, I talked about you're picking up the defensive intensity if you're Arizona, but just you have to knock down these shots, and they've done that in the second half. Not hard.
He misses the first, so it is still a 1-possession game. Lute Olson telling Shakur, watch for the breakaway.
Just like
1 of 2.
Just like to see Ryan Appleby get another shot. The way he was shooting it in the first half and his flair for the dramatic.
Brandon Roy, what a tough move inside, and all of a sudden it's a 2-point game.
Talking about flair for the dramatic. That was, you don't want them to score that easily, that quickly. You don't want to give up a 3-pointer if you're watching it, but you don't want to give up that quick of a 2.
8 seconds difference in shot clock and game clock. Appleby on Rogers.
Son Adams just kind of chilling out on the baseline, laying in the cut.
Adams has it now, a good foul shooter being defended by Joel Smith. Shot clock down to 9, down to 8, and a foul is called. Adams made the shot, but the foul before the basket. And Hassan Adams will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. He needs to make both to make it a 2-possession game, and that is the 4th personal foul on Mike Jensen.
And Hassan Adams had the ball in a similar position as he did against Illinois in that game last year that the Wildcats blew that big lead the last 3.5 minutes of that ball game where Hassan waited too long to make something happen. Lute Olson puts him in the exact same situation. He draws the foul, gets to the free throw line, but he's got to make one.
Wow. A miss by Radinovich, a miss by Adams, and now the best he can do is make it a 3-point game and a chance for Romar's 3 with maybe Appleby to tie. Well, remember, coming our way next, it's Louisville against Miami, part of our ACC special. Pac-10 and the ACC on FSN, and we got a chance to watch 2 great teams go at it. Louisville is the number 10 team in the nation. They are 10-1 at Miami, and it is coming your way next on FSN. What a game we have had here as Arizona with a 2-point lead against Washington. Thursday, Arizona beat Washington State by 18, a big win, and that was in Spokane. Next up for Arizona will be UCLA. We'll have that game at FSN. Washington has 2 more home games. Cornell and Washington State before they go on the road for the first time January 12th at USC. Here's our game reset. Washington out of timeouts. If there is a held ball, again, it will be Wildcat basketball.
Now it's all down to free throw shooting contest. If you're Arizona, I mean, you should have made those. And I won't say you should have, but you could have done yourself a huge favor by knocking down some of those shots.
Well, let's say Adams does make it. 3-point game. Is it Appleby who takes the shot, or Brandon Roy, who's made 7 of his last 8 3-pointers in the last 2 games?
Well, you know, I don't even know if you have to go for a 3 at this stage of the game. You saw what happened when Brandon Roy was matched up last possession against Radinovich. He scored within 3-5 seconds. I would even continue to look for that quick 2 unless there's a wide open 3 on a drawn pick opportunity.
Adams has not made a foul shot in this game. The biggest one right here.
And that point may be moot.
He does make it, and he has 24 points. Appleby.
Got to go quickly, though.
Roy will go against Rogers. He takes the 3 and hits it. What a shot by Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy, B. Roy, right there, kind of delivered. You got Williams off of 1 pick on the left side, and the right side of Brandon Roy was going with that all the way. Chris Rogers gave him a real big cushion. You see Chris Rogers defending at the 3-point line, almost begging, daring, hoping that Brandon Roy would take that 3-point shot, and Brandon Roy knocked down 5 of 5 3-pointers on Thursday night. I don't know why you would look at that space right there. I mean, I don't know why you would give him that much space with the 3-point lead.
5.6 seconds remain. We were talking about taking tough shots at tough times. Roy came through. Arizona came through to start the second half. Now they have an opportunity with 5.6 seconds, and obviously they don't need a 3. They just need a bucket to win.
Right. And I think Arizona, I mean, you know, Hassan Adams, again, we saw him against Illinois. He had the ball in his hands at last possession. Lute Olson gave him the ball in his hands. 5.6 seconds. Mustafa Shakur is probably going to have to be the guy to advance the ball. But, you know, Lute Olson puts a lot of trust in Hassan Adams.
They will have Radinovich, Williams, Shakur, Rogers, and Adams on the floor.
That was the last timeout for Arizona. Right?
Yes, it was. Both teams out of timeout.
I was thinking Arizona might try and throw it to midcourt and then call a timeout, but they're out of timeout, so now it's like get it and go.
61 points for Roy in his last 2 games. Radinovich will inbound. Roy covering Shakur. He's taking it to the hoop, kicking it out to Adams. Game's over, and we're going to overtime. They didn't get the shot off in time, and Lute Olson was furious.
Mustafa Shakur holding on to it just a little too long.
Overtime here in Seattle, Washington. We'll be right back. Overtime in Seattle between Arizona and Washington. Let's go back to the last possession. Marcus, 5.6 seconds left.
Yeah, I thought Mustafa Shakur, I mean, look, it's 2.8 and counting. No way you give it up. By the time Hassan Adams touches the basketball, catches the ball, it's like 0.6 seconds on the clock. Mustafa's got to throw something up at the rim, throw a prayer, hope it's answered, possibly an offensive rebound, but just not enough time to draw and kick in that situation.
Adams has played big. He has 24 points to go with 4 rebounds and 4 steals. And Brandon Roy, 26 points. And, of course, the last 3 that tied the game, sending it to overtime.
Yeah, that was the huge shot. But the 2 guys we showcased at the beginning, Brandon Roy, Hassan Adams, have both stepped up and made the pressure plays down the stretch for their respective teams. And let's see if they can sustain that. In overtime, it seemed like Brandon Roy kind of hit a wall with about 5 minutes left in regulation. He shot an air ball, missed an easy jump hook inside. But he should be revitalized here with the chance to pull this thing out.
Adams to jump with Jensen. It's won by Hassan to Shakur. 5 minutes. We go to overtime here at Heck Edmondson Pavilion. Last time Washington lost at home, it was in an overtime game, 86-84, nearly 2 years ago to UCLA. And there's a foul inside as Shakur this time takes it to the hoop.
That's what he should have done last time.
Exactly.
That's the same kind of play, going to his right, driving down the middle of the paint. Right there, just kind of finds the body to draw the contact.
Well, the backcourt has combined for 44 points. Shakur with 20, Adams with 24. And that's Shakur's first miss of the game. He is 6 of 7 now from the free throw line. And Lute Olson will take a seat, but he had 2 foul shots that were awfully important. One a miss by Adams, the other a miss by Radinovich in the last minute of the game. Regulation.
Those things were huge. That allowed the lead to be 3 points, and Brandon Roy to put the onus back on the Wildcats by knocking down a 3-point shot.
Roy gets it down low. Blocked from behind from Chris Rogers. If it's against Rogers, he is fouled out of the game. No, they're going to call it against Ivan Radinovich. And that will be just his second personal foul. The game that will follow our contest, Louisville against Miami. Right now, the Cardinals are up on the Hurricane 14-5 early in the first half. Also just underway is that UCLA game with California. Stanford is at USC just beginning, and Oregon State at Oregon just beginning.
Brandon Roy's missed a bunch of free throws in a row too. He missed 2 in a row, I think, prior to these attempts.
Well, he's just 1 of 5 from the line.
Both teams kind of squandering opportunities.
He makes the second now. It's 27 points. Coming off a career best 35-point effort against Arizona State Thursday.
Huskies 2-3 zone. Let's see if you can stay hot, make them shoot it over the top, pack that thing in, don't allow penetration, and more importantly, box out and pick up the defensive rebound.
Radinovich is trying to post up on Jensen. Had an opportunity there, but turned it down. 5 on the shot clock. Rogers has to pull the string, and does, and misses badly. And Jensen pulls off the miss.
And a whole lot of nothing offensively for Arizona. Kind of moved it side to side, skip passes.
Appleby, wow, a missed 3 wide open. He was 4 of 5 in the first half.
You see the pressure kind of getting to both teams in terms of the shooters. Shooting. Jensen wants no part of it.
They've got a new shot clock.
Appleby giving it up quickly.
Well, they've been absolutely killing Arizona on the boards, 44-31, and Brandon Roy is fouled by Hassan Adams, and that is Adams' 4th personal foul, sending Roy to the free throw line for 3 shots.
Wow, snake bite, the little tap on the elbow right there. Ooh. I mean, it wasn't a lot. And Brandon Roy would say it was enough to make me miss. Right there, he gets him. That's that snake bite kind of defensive technique. It's a foul. It's a foul. I'm a firm believer. You can't let that stuff go. That affects shooters. I know some shooters.
You are a shooter. Roy has made the first 2 when they need him most. There he is. And Brandon Roy has had a remarkable game with 28, 29 points, 6 shy of his career best effort, which he had on Thursday. Radinovich will sit down. Walters back in. And Brandon Roy makes all 3, and Washington goes up 3.
Back-to-back 30-point ball games for Brandon Roy. But now again, talk about momentum. Now Arizona doesn't look real sure in terms of what they're doing, how they're trying to attack the zone. And this is an interesting substitution. Lute Olson going to pull out Chris Rogers, who missed badly on that 25-foot jumper with the shot clock winding down, and put in more of a set guy in freshman J.P. Prince.
Walters, we have an offensive foul against Shakur. We're going the Huskies' way.
You talk about emotional mood swings in one afternoon. Huskies, great first half. As you see, Shakur out of control on the penetration. Great job by Jamal Williams just to stay there, take the hit, go down. And it didn't look like Arizona was going to pull it out. Brandon Roy makes the spectacular play, the three-pointer to tie it up. And a momentum clearly back in the Huskies' favor. This game has been as bipolar as they get.
Beautifully played here in the Pacific Northwest. Cold outside, hot inside here at Heck Edmondson Pavilion. Roy going around J.P. Prince. 2 on the shot clock, 1 on the shot clock. Jones misses, and there's Williams with the rebound. He has had quietly a terrific game, 13 points and 8 rebounds.
Huskies 2-3 zone. And Arizona attacking it 1-3-1 offensively. Oh,
Adams ties it at 85, and are the stars shining tonight with Adams and Roy battling. 27 for Hassan, 30 for Brandon Roy.
blinding. They're shining so bright, making the huge plays down the stretch. And it's interesting how the other guys out there, nobody really wants to step up and try and make a play, but Brandon Roy, Hassan Adams are up for the challenge.
Smith trying to take the freshman, fires the three-pointer, and misses terribly. It goes out of bounds off Bobby Jones, so Arizona will have it with 1:49 remaining in overtime.
And Lorenzo Romar livid about the shot selection by Joe Smith. He really gave him an earful. A little 2-1-2 set for Arizona as they attack this 2-3 zone. Hassan Adams, the baseline runner. They actually switch it up now for Mustafa Shakur.
Walters was open momentarily. He was much taller than Jamal Williams, but he has not had a touch. And here's Adams.
That's
Are you kidding me? He's got 30 points.
Wow. What a duel between Brandon Roy and Hassan Adams. Anything you can do, you get your 30, I'm going to get my 30.
He has now tied his career high. Appleby gets it to Roy. Roy against Adams. Oh, beautiful move inside by Jamal Williams. Or Bobby Jones, excuse me. Roy creating the opportunity with his drive and kick.
Yeah, and they had to collapse on Brandon Roy to force him to give that up. But once again, Washington's going to stay in that zone defense. But the way Hassan Adams is shooting the basketball right now, you know, man, you better be careful. Now they're going to pick up, go man-to-man. And
there's going to be a 5-second count unless he quickly makes an adjustment, and just barely getting a timeout call before David Hall got to that 5-second call. Hassan Adams, he has been the story along with Brandon Roy, but 2 critical three-pointers, 1 to tie, 1 to take the lead, and with 32.2 seconds left, it's the Wildcats by 1 in Seattle. We are in overtime in Seattle because of Brandon Roy's drama at the end of regulation, Marcus Johnson.
yeah, you know, and Brandon Roy, he was shooting the 3-ball all the way, just real methodical as he brings it up the floor. You see Chris Rogers trip over Joel Smith's foot, but he gave him way too much of a cushion. You're up 3, you know a 3 is the only thing that's going to really hurt you in this kind of a situation. And just to give him that clean of a look, I thought a defensive mistake, but give this young man a lot of credit. I mean, that's obviously a real pressure-packed shot that not a lot of guys can knock down.
65 points last 2 games, and the game clock shows 32.2 seconds left. 14 in the shot clock. Hassan Adams has tied his career high with 30. He's done it 3 times now.
He's hit a couple of 3-pointers in overtime, long jump shots that have given his team an opportunity to win the basketball game.
Adams with the pull-up. No. Rebounding. Williams now. Washington can win it with a basket. Roy has it. Rogers will defend, playing with 4 fouls.
The question is, how soon do you want to get this thing off? I think you have to give yourself a chance for an offensive rebound. And this offense here.
Offensive foul!
I'm not real happy with that. Bobby Jones having the basketball in his hands when you need a bucket. Bobby Jones not happy with a couple. Watch the left arm. Watch the left arm just kind of push off right there. Hassan Adams now does a great job with the acting. You know, he gives ground a lot more than what the push-off intended, but you know, that's not a good play overall, in my opinion, not to have the ball in Brandon Roy's hands.
Shakur is fouled immediately with 5.2 seconds left. 88-87, Arizona leading by 1. So Mustafa Shakur will go to the foul line. Shakur in the game 7 of 8 from the line. 21 points, one of his best games of the year. It's a 2-point game. And timeout has been called by Lorenzo Romar. Last time Lute Olson was in a situation where he had a 3-point lead at the end of regulation. 5.9 seconds were left. And they allowed Brandon Roy to have a lot of room to tie the game. And again, coming your way next, a special presentation of ACC Sunday Night Hoops when the 10th ranked Louisville Cardinals look to avoid the upset when they battle the Miami Hurricane. Coverage begins at right after the ball game because we have a terrific contest here trying to go and finish overtime. But the score in Miami, last time we checked, Louisville was up 8. Now they have increased that lead to 9, 17-8. We're in the first half. Lorenzo Romar is hoping Shakur will miss it, and the 2 would tie.
Now, if he does make this, a lot of coaches would say, well, you foul right away, don't give Washington a chance to make a 3-point shot. But Lute Olson, as we saw in that last possession with Brandon Roy, is not that kind of a coach. He's just going to make you make a tough 3-pointer.
Shakur makes them both. It's a 3-point game. Roy defended by Adams this time. Brandon. Oh, he ties it again.
So you might want to check that strategy and foul and put a 3-point possibility at the free throw line for 2.
What else can he do?
Oh boy, this is against 2 defenders. Watch the pump fake, the step through, and then gather, balance, and wet. It's a beautiful job by Brandon Roy, not only to step through, but to step through behind the 3-point line. That's the big key. You know, he steps through short, so he does not step on the line, which negates the 3-point try and knocks that down. And here we go into double OT.
Well, right now the officials are checking at midcourt. All 3 officials are there. I think they wanted to make sure that Roy's foot was not on the line and that it indeed was a 3-point shot. But you have and Jamal Williams. It looks like David Hall got it in the eye. So the trainer for Washington will come out to check on him.
Just about seen it all in this game so far.
Let's take a look at Brandon Roy's big shots to end regulation and then to end the first overtime.
Here's that space.
He takes the 3.
Given up by Chris Rogers. And then right here, this is just a great individual effort. Step through. Defenders obviously going to back off. They don't want to commit a foul. But that's the body control to release it with perfect form when you jump at an awkward angle.
Can you have a better weekend? 35, your career high on Thursday, 33 on Saturday. He's made 9 of his 10 3-point shots in those 2 games. David Hall is okay. But Brandon Roy, he's living right. He's heading to the new year quite well.
Yeah, no, he is really sending out 2005 with a bang.
Shakur, Williams, Rogers, Radinovich, Adams. Adams playing with 4 fouls. So is Rogers. Roy, Smith, Appleby, Jones, and Williams on the floor for Washington. Williams has it swatted out of bounds.
You see, the most important thing, Steve, as you were aware, to win the game for Washington. And they needed heroics by Brandon Roy to send it to overtime. They needed heroics to send it into double overtime. They need to come out and play with the kind of passion Jamal Williams just showed there as he blocked Marcus Williams' shot if they want to win this game without having to depend on some last-second heroics by Brandon Roy.
Bobby Jones will defend Hassan Adams. Jones playing with 4 fouls. They get it in and score the bucket, and Arizona takes the early lead.
He's played a pretty decent game himself, Hassan Adams.
Louisville is up 7 on Miami. Meantime, Hassan Adams has a new career high with 32 points. Down low, Williams. Easy. Too easy against Ivan Radinovich.
Got the clear out going right again. That time defended well by Jamal Williams, not allowing Radinovich to get into the paint.
Adams with the pull-up. Short. Roy rebounds. Quick outlet. Smith.
Nope.
A steal by Rogers, but right back is Jamal Williams. Appleby had an opening. Now he is tied up by Adams. Smith corner. Long. 92-92. 3.5 minutes remaining in double overtime here at Bank of America Arena in Seattle.
They went to Romar. Let's give him some double fists. Let's give him some 2-3 zone. Break their rhythm a little bit. Make the shots come from different areas on the floor.
Rogers in one of the gaps of that zone. There's Williams in the paint. He hits. 15 points, 8 rebounds by that freshman who's come home.
Man, that's a big time shot because their offense was totally out of sorts. Marcus Williams just took it on his shoulders to create a good shot.
And I like the way he keeps that ball up high.
And blocking that.
Brandon Roy, not this time.
Look at Williams. The freshman, Marcus Williams, knocks down a tough jumper, gets the tough rebound inside.
That's a career high in rebounds for him. Radinovich missing, Appleby rebounding.
Like the shot you want if you lead Olsen. If Ivan Radinovich can knock that down, but he has it in this game. That's not a good shot for him today. He's been good going to the basket, offensive rebounding.
Roy against Radinovich.
He got the advantage. He got the advantage. He can take it.
He just floated through. I'm surprised he missed the shot. Gets it back and scores. He has tied his career high, which he hit on Thursday. 35 points for Brandon Roy.
Missed the easier finger roll and then made the difficult reverse layup, stretching it out to the other side. Once again, 2-3 zone for the Huskies. Marcus Williams wants the ball. He's playing. He's looking aggressive out there. There's Radinovich. That's what he needs to focus on. Offensive rebound putbacks. And he takes here to take on Radinovich, and that's the chip. He just kind of overlays that. But then here's the tough one. Got to stretch out from underneath the backboard and find the spin angle off the glass.
Well, I think when they grow up and have kids and their kids have kids, they'll be telling their grandkids, hey, let me tell you about the matchup between me and Hassan Adams. Because Brandon Roy and Hassan Adams have put on an absolute classic in just the second conference game of the year. This is like the Pac-10 tournament at the Staples Center.
It's a shootout for the ages, and this is the two seniors coming out going at each other like they're going at each other. They've been battling for the last 4 years, and kind of to cap it off here at Heck Edmondson at least. It's just kind of a night for both players. He's got to be special.
Bobby Jones is fouled out of the game with his fifth, so Brockton with 4 fouls comes in to replace him. Ivan Radinovich with 2 shots, misses the first. He has been very poor from the foul line today, just 6 for 11.
But the ultimate bragging rights out of this game will be the final score. Who wins this game? That's the ultimate.
Radinovich misses both. Arizona has missed 11 foul shots in this game. Washington has missed 8.
Brandon Roy, a little 1-4, kind of clear the three-point line to the free throw line circle for him to be able to create, do some things off the dribble if he elects to, which he does not.
Prince defending Appleby.
Well, this is the play Bobby Jones got the offensive foul because the shot clock is winding down. You got a post guy down on the box. Not a very good look.
Oh, Radinovich had Williams on the outlet but couldn't see him. He would have scored easily. Prince slowly works it full court. 94 all.
Not a good look for Washington because you know Arizona's going to double team that right away and make it a very difficult shot like it was for Jamal Williams. They want to keep that ball, I believe, in the middle of the floor in Brandon Roy's hands.
There's Williams, and he is fouled. I thought Williams had the shot as soon as he caught it in the lane because Washington low post defenders were flat-footed. He elected to take this dribble and get the foul.
They had a nice 15-footer if he wanted to take that, but you know, freshman, that's some savvy there also. Going to take it right to the defense, make sure he gets to the free throw line, and you see the way he flails those arms. He makes sure that he finds some contact.
Well, guess who the foul was against?
Yeah.
Brandon Roy. An incredible game of 35 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double, and the best the Huskies have is now out of the game. I thought it may have gone against John Brockman, and he would have fouled out, waiting for the call from the official, and they said it was against number 3, Brandon Roy. Brandon Roy, the 6'6" senior from Seattle Garfield High School. What a night.
These 35-point nights are becoming routine for Brandon Roy. Huh?
Just back to back.
You know, 35. Hey, just pencil it in.
Lorenzo Romar was saying, a lot of the media coming in after games saying, hey, what's wrong with Brandon Roy when he scores 14 points and has 6 assists and 6 rebounds? And he goes, fellas, he's helping us win.
Yeah.
It's not about him scoring. He really understands the game and the situation.
Yeah, and to his credit, he's like, a coach had to tell me it's okay to break the play sometimes if you see something better. He's that kind of a team guy.
His foul shooting has been abysmal of late. They had a chance to win it in regulation, missed some foul shots, and they have missed some key foul shots here. Radinovich missed 2 shots. Now Williams has missed the first of 2. He gets 1 of 2 and a 1-point lead, 95-94.
Where's your offense, going to come from? Joe Smith, not bad in terms of creating, but a real interesting unit on the floor for Lorenzo Romar.
Lorenzo Romar brought his team back twice to send this to double overtime. A brilliant double overtime game today on FSN. Washington is down by 1 point with the ball with 48.6 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and foul trouble is going to play a big part in this because you don't have Justin Dittman on the floor. You don't have Brandon Roy. They have fouled out. So now who's going to be, Ryan Appleby has been solid, but he's been also turnover prone under defensive pressure.
They're going to Jamal Williams up on the right side. He wants to take Adams. Good rotation by Kirk Walters, but they call a foul on Walters, and Lute Olson is livid.
He's watching Lute, boy, he is really, really upset. They're calling a blocking foul on Kirk Walters after the spin. It looks like Walters had pretty solid position. Here's Jamal. There's the spin. I mean, I think it was just the immovable object. Jamal hit him low. I thought a traveling violation would have been a better call against Jamal Williams.
Well, he has made the free throws when they have needed him to, and he's not a great foul shooter, coming in at just 57%. Jamal Williams has made 4 or 5 in this game. Adams with the rebound. This game is tied at 95. There's a separation of game clock and shot clock of about 6 seconds. About 3 seconds, excuse me. Arizona may go for the shot with the shot clock winding down. Right now it's at 15 seconds.
Where does the ball wind up? I think Hassan Adams, his courage up to this point.
Shot clock's down to 5, down to 4. Prince has to throw it up. Walters trying to get the return, and he is fouled with 5.1 seconds left. How many times have we been in this situation at the end of regulation and overtime with 5.9, 5.2, and now 5.1 seconds left with a Wildcat at the line?
A lot. And here's J.P. Prince. Nice job by the freshman. I thought this was going to drop for him. That was soft off the glass. And there's the long arms of Kirk Walters. Almost looked like somebody pulled this thing off the rim. The ball's kind of bouncing around, but that was outside the cylinder. Walters, nice job to be aggressive on the offensive glass. And I said it 2 overtimes ago, but his presence inside is a problem, offensive rebounding.
Well, the home court win streak is on the line. They've won 32 straight here at Heck Edmondson Pavilion. Their last loss in overtime to UCLA back on January 10th of 2004. Now they have just fouled out their 4th player. They have Dentman, Roy, Jones, and Brockman all fouling out. Arizona has 4 players with 4 fouls, but most importantly, Kirk Walters is heading to the free throw line to try and give Arizona the lead, and they have not been strong from the foul line in the overtimes and at the end of regulation. Walters, a 62% foul shooter. Arizona by 1 as ice in the veins of the junior from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
He made that look easy, just easy money. Just like in practice, breathe, get centered, be present.
He makes 1 of 2. Washington can win it with a bucket. Appleby streaks to the forecourt, hooks it up. And the home court win streak is over for the Washington Huskies. Arizona in a remarkable double overtime win takes Lorenzo Romar and the Huskies 96-95.
And what a ball game we had here today as the miss. And here's Ryan Appleby. He's going to push it, you know, and of course, Arizona doesn't want to foul. Gets a little bit off balance. That shot had no chance of going in, but give both teams a lot of credit. But in particular, Arizona, Lute Olson to pull this thing out.
Well, that's it from Seattle, where the final score is Arizona 96-95 and 2 overtimes. Roy had 35. Adams with a career-high 32. Coming up next, Louisville at Miami. For Marcus Johnson, I'm Steve Physiok saying so long, everyone. Thanks for watching exclusive coverage of Pac-10 Hoops on FSN.